Hello there.
Oh, why are you doing British accents?
I watched your Uncharted 3 video last night, and it was funny.
Yeah. Did you see the one comment I got?
No.
Oh, I'm gonna bring it up. Now, it wasn't for Uncharted, but it was for Fate. But they both dealt with London, and I'm gonna read this comment out loud because it's one of the funniest things I got. Thanks, Tanner. Your English accents have finally shown me how it feels to experience racism.
Hi.
Hi. Or, hello there, everyone. Welcome back to Ships Worldwide, isn't it? It's going to be uploaded on a Tuesday, isn't it? Cool.
You said sawed off. British people tell me to sawed
They
off.
do.
I'm Adrian,
I'm Tanner,
and this is...
and neither of us are English.
No. Not even close.
This is Ships Worldwide, a
We speak
podcast. Well, yeah, but, oh, no, they say we speak American. Why is my Fate poster, like, so sideways? What's going on with that? See that?
Fate is finally crumbling.
No, not Ryder. I love her.
That's right here?
Yeah, because the names
Oh,
are
okay.
general, right?
Okay.
Right, it's a class.
Why don't you just refer to her as her? And
because
not
it's a
the class?
spoiler.
Oh.
And also, I've like 90% of the game they call her Ryder, and you only learn who she is at the very end. So
You don't know her?
No, so that's the difference with Fate and Fate Zero. In Fate Zero, they're right away. They're like, oh yeah, I'm Iskandar, and then in this, they're like, no, I'm not going to reveal who I am because then you know how to kill me.
That's Xavier.
Yeah. So our podcast is one where we talk about the East and the West, America and Japan, and we do all that from the comfort of being together again. Because, again, we're going camping like next week. So honestly, that's fine. We're pretty good. And guess what
YOLO.
today is? Guess what today is?
I can think of one thing in particular.
It's the start of summer vacation.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so excited. Back again.
So your tweet was like, I'm now unemployed. That sounded...
It
If there
has
was a
ups and
spectrum,
downs.
if there was a spectrum, I feel that it was more positive than negative, especially in your experience.
There's definitely ups and downs. The only downs is I'm not getting paid anymore. There's many more ups. Also the fact that, well, right now, I applied for more jobs.
Like teaching jobs?
Yeah, but none of them got back to me. And the answer why is pretty simple. We won't know if there is school in September until August.
That's pretty late.
Yeah, that's when the review is coming out. So it'll basically be the start of August. They're going to be like either, yeah, school's back, or no, you're staying home and continuing online. If it's online, I can't even be a sub. Because you can't sub online, right?
No, you can't.
Now, that's why... So right now, like, my official after summer job is I am a sub. But here's the problem. With how much cuts there have been, there are 450 substitute teachers next year.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And they said we're going to have about 10 more positions opening up. So 450 teachers into 10 positions. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, right. And
What
then
merits the eligibility of this 10 slots?
job interviews.
Well, you better knock it out of the park.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't even get interviews for the 15 I applied for, which was the maximum we're allowed. I didn't even get an interview. Now, because a lot of it does come down to, oh, I know this person. Yeah, put him into the role. Right? So, and they look at me and they're like, oh, you're young. Right? Like, I heard back from one place that basically said, thank you for applying. We picked someone with more experience. Like, oh, okay, thanks, great. Thank you for telling me that the reason I didn't get even an interview was just that I was too young. Awesome. So,
Do you have like a plan B? If teaching doesn't happen?
if there's subbing, I'll just be a sub. Because, hey,
Well,
it's
like,
money.
say like school isn't going to be in person again.
If it's not in person, I will be looking for jobs somewhere else. Whether that is teaching jobs out of the country, or if it is just other jobs whatsoever, it's just going to be whatever happens. Because, I mean, if there's no jobs here, there's still going to be teaching jobs elsewhere. And if I have to take a year in some other country, I could do that. A year somewhere else.
Think so?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, because like a lot of places in the world, they literally have programs where it's, we will give you a place to live, money to get food, and you'll get not only the payment you like your salary that you'd have back home, but it'd be tax free and in our dollars, which are worth more. There's tons of those in the world. Morocco, Shenzhen, Dubai, right? So it's like if I take, a year to go teach, and it'd be English teaching, of course, right? Mm. But if I do that for like a bit, yeah, sure, why not? And if it's in Japan, it might not be, but for a bit, it might actually. We'll see. if that is an option, I will hop on that right away. And if it's if that's a thing, then who knows, right? But for now, it just comes down to play it by ear. Right now, it's summer vacation, because over that vacation, I still get paid.
There you go. Well, for me, I've been in recent cahoots with a interior decorator / designer.
Oh yeah.
She's gonna give me some like tips to like how to get into into it, and she basically said like look at these programs at like the universities near us.
Nice.
So I'm gonna be looking into that shortly.
And that's all done online now too.
Yep.
And so you
there's a online course in Calgary.
Well, yeah, but if it's online, you can just do it here.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it doesn't matter. The online courses now, you can go from any university now.
I'm just not sure how, like, well I do in an online course,
Have you ever taken an online course? I know I did in high school. I took some online courses.
I don't think I have.
It's not bad if you just treat it like it's a normal school thing. Set aside 3 hours of your day to be like, this is school time. I go through the notes. I do the work. Don't split up your time. Don't try and multitask. Say this is work time. Get it done, and then it's like you're back home, right? So that's how I handled it, and that's the best way I found is to just treat it like no. This is like I'm at school.
Okay.
At the most, have a snack with you, right? But otherwise, treat it like you're at school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't go on Discord. Don't look at YouTube videos. Even though I totally did that through all of university. I was the guy that actually in university had the teacher or professor come up and say, you need to close down your laptop and I don't want to see it out here again. I'm like, oof, sorry.
Yeah. I remember someone got like kicked out of the class for having like a laptop open.
Yeah.
In class. So it's like, geez.
Some professors really get bothered by it. But then there's others who are of the thing where it's like, hey, you're paying thousands of dollars to be here. You want to use your time like that? Go ahead.
Doesn't affect them,
right? I mean, there's some that just don't show up until the tests.
Yeah.
Like, there's some that literally just don't show up and then do the test. So it's like, yeah. It's different ways. But the best way to do online is to treat it like you're at school. Mm-hmm. Which I didn't do in high school. I was bad.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to going back to. I'm looking forward to having a purpose again, I guess.
Yeah.
Because like 2020, I had a plan, like work a bit,
go
on a vacation.
I think a lot of us had plans for 2020.
Go to the States and then come back and then start doing the whole, actually starting a new career. But again, plans were swapped around a bit.
yeah, to say the least.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to like having like a drive again instead of just going to work and working.
Yeah.
Right. So, what else? Don't think there's much else.
You got your fishing license.
Oh yeah.
Getting ready.
It's right here.
Yeah, the WIN card, which is the wildlife identification number.
It's actually on the fishing license.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Which is right here. I laminated it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the... Oh, yeah.
Now, cool. I have bad news.
What?
Apparently, that works for Alberta, but not for BC.
Oh, fuck.
I didn't know that. I thought it was for both, because it used to be for both. And then they changed the rules.
So did I just waste a bunch of money?
No. because we'll go fishing here also another time. We'll take you fishing one time.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll take you fishing. Don't worry.
Okay.
No, it's
Wait, so I won't be able to fish in the BC.
not without going there. Not if we don't buy a license there.
Okay.
We'll see about it.
Yeah, we'll see.
But it's like literally, I didn't even know because it
it
used to
completely
be.
escaped my mind,
It used
too.
to be that you could use in BC. That was like a big thing that people like we could go over there and just use our fishing licenses. But then BC was like, "Yo, that's not fair because we can't go because BC couldn't come to here and use theirs here." And so they were like, "Okay, no, we're changing it. You have to buy a BC one." And so it's like I didn't know that changed. But we'll either see about getting one there, or we'll just take some time to go out fishing some other time in the summer here and enjoy it. Feet up, listening to some Sonic Adventure music while we fish.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah. I mean, heck, the pond down there has fishing.
Oh, yeah.
So
We are going on a vacation. I don't know if we talked about
yeah,
it
we
before.
talked about it before, but not a ton. It's just that we're going in
Yeah.
literally next week.
Yeah, this time next week.
Yeah, this time next week we'll be in beautiful British Columbia.
And I can't wait. Can't wait to get away from
It's gonna be
work,
nice.
get away from my
It's gonna be
roommates.
nice. Just
I'm just hoping, hope to God when I come back, the place isn't a mess.
it's gonna be like that one GIF where Donald Glover comes
Yeah.
into the room with pizza,
I hope it's on fire because that's the entire
right?
building.
Yeah, that'd
so
be bad.
But yeah, looking forward to that. Just got to get through this week. We had a little bit of an oopsie yesterday at work.
I heard about that. You posted on the Discord.
Yeah, that whole thing. We have 180-day probation now, so we can't screw up another time or get shut down.
Woof.
Yeah. Oh, at least it wasn't me.
It wasn't you.
Yeah.
That's the important thing.
Yeah, even my supervisor was like, yeah, you're good on that. We don't have to worry too much about you. But
Don't you just do it for everyone though?
it was inspector who came in.
Yeah, but well, let's just say it was something was alcohol was sold to a minor, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So why don't you just do it for everyone? Just say, hey, can I see some ID?
Well, if it's you shouldn't be doing this.
Just to be careful, you should always do it though,
Oh
shouldn't
no!
you?
If I can tell, you're obviously under,
I don't
you
know,
look like
dude.
you're.
I've seen some teenagers that look like
I
40-year-old
know.
men.
I do that too sometimes.
Do it for everyone.
Yeah.
And if you do it for an old person, they'll feel so flattered.
Oh yeah, of course.
They're like, oh, you're asking for my ID. Let me pull it out for you, Sany. I'm 89 years young.
But yeah, that's
You
that.
really shouldn't be having alcohol at that age, but
But yeah, just gotta
Okay.
get through the week and then
and that's it.
gone fishing.
Yeah, this week
Gone-
is pretty much for me. It's just getting
Vibing.
stuff packed up.
Yeah, I gotta do that too.
Getting some videos ready for over the break so that I can, put them out one a day still.
Yeah, like a fish.
Like a fish. I'm just thinking about fishing. So get those ready. And then actually when I come back, then I'm doing the Super Nintendo-thon.
Oh yeah.
So for charity there. So I'm playing, I think it's been put out right now, the games that I'm playing. So confirmed are going to be Pokken Tournament and ARMS, playing through our the Grand Prix of that. And one of the incentive games, or if people donate enough, is I'll be playing through Fire Emblem Warriors with all the DLC characters. So I'll be picking a character in each level and showing them all off. So yeah, I think that'll be fun. So if you're interested in that, that'll be July 14th on twitch.tv/Hellfire Commentary. So
That's 16 days away.
yeah, I know.
Wow,
I know.
it's close.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
I don't know.
And the nice thing is all my games are Switch games. So,
yeah.
for me, it's just as simple as I'll sit here and I'll play it on my screen and it's just, it's no setup. It's just nice, right? So, it's going to be good. Be good.
Speaking of video games,
Tell me about these games you've been playing, dude.
I've been playing one game in particular.
Oh, yeah? And one movie?
Oh,
but
Been playing mostly one game.
Okay.
The Last of Us Part 2.
Okay.
So it came out.
Yep.
It's good so far.
Okay.
There's a bit of pacing issues here and there.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm kind of yeah. There was a problem at the beginning of the game. I'm like, oh, that sucks. I wish there was more of that. But then throughout the game, they do the flashbacks. And
Okay.
all that. I don't want to spoil too much.
Okay.
Since there probably are some people who are playing it. But the gameplay is really heavy. You know what I mean? You played the first one,
yeah.
right? It's heavy. It's
heavy.
It's realistic. There is that issue of the game's like trying to tell me how to feel, and it's kind of like.
Did you get to the dog scene?
Oh yeah. That was like a second. It lasted like a second.
It's still pretty dumb. It's the,
What dog? No.
the one where it's like
She's forced to kill a dog.
forced to kill a dog, and then it gives you a flashback of the dog
No,
with
does
the
it?
owner. What?
No, that.
Okay, so like I've heard so many things on the
But
internet.
like, Tanner, you can't trust the internet. That's why I'm
But
like.
I've seen so many people talk about this exact thing of you're forced to kill a dog, and then there's an extended sequence of the owner crying about the dog and memories of the dog.
No. Okay, so what happens is that you kill the dog, and stuff happens after you kill two other main characters.
Yeah.
One's pregnant. Ellie's like, oh god, I hate this.
She's the one playing the Vita.
No. But like, it's a bit of spoilerish stuff. So like, but I do want to talk about it, so I'm going to save it to the end.
Okay.
But I do want to talk about it. But besides all that,
Just in general, would you say it's a hole-in-one, or is it a birdie, or is it like an eagle? Is it par?
I'm not too knowledgeable in golf terms, but I'd say it's a birdie.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later too. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about.
Sorry, I just wanted to bring that up because I thought of a funny reference there.
Yeah, Beat brought that up. And I laughed. I like audibly laughed. But other than that, I about the Halo the Master Chief Collection on the Steam sale. I haven't put up much time into it, maybe like 10 minutes. But I wanted to see like, how does this run on my computer?
And the nice thing about Steam is if it doesn't run, you just literally send Steam a message and saying, yo, this doesn't run. And they're like, boom, all right, instant refund.
Cool.
They're the best for refunds. They will give a refund for no reason needed if you played less than 2 hours of it.
Okay, cool.
Meaning that you could potentially play through Sonic Forces and still get a refund. Someone
awesome.
did it. Because before it was 3 hours and Sonic Forces is a 2.5 hour game. They got through it. They beat it. They got a refund. And they're like, wow. So now it's 2 hours.
There you go. But yeah, I wanted to play the like Halo 1, but it wasn't done downloading.
Yeah.
So I just played Reach for like 15 minutes.
Nice. I haven't played Reach yet. And I still have to get back to the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, but I'm glad I don't have to buy an Xbox to
right?
play these games now.
They're so good.
I know they're good,
They're
so
so
like, I'm
good.
looking forward to actually going through them. But yeah, not much else.
Yeah, we've been busy these weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, mine looks like a lot, but one of them has a very long title.
I was reading them earlier. I'm like, wow, that's a really long title.
So for me, I finished the Pokemon Sword DLC. Not much to say there other than I really enjoyed it. It's a good. It feels in its level design and it feels in its sort of scope and scale what the wild area should have been. Absolutely. It gave me feelings of Breath of the Wild because you're just dropped on this island and you can explore everywhere, up, down, around, and there's times where you're like, I want to go up there, but is that too high level? I want to go, and the story path is going this way, but should I explore right now? Should I come back later when I have more stuff? So in this small island, I felt that Breath of the Wild feeling, and it's like, that's really cool. It's like every corner you're going around like, what's over here? Oh dang, there's nature mints here. I don't know if you know what nature mints are, but they're some of the rarest items in Pokemon, and now you can get them on this island easily.
Oh, okay.
They change your Pokemon's nature. Nature affects how their stats grow. So every nature is like attack up, defense down, or special attack up, speed down. So if you want to make a good Pokemon, you're like, well, what's your specialty? You're very defensive? Well, let's go defense up, then like speed down. So then you kind of can focus them on what you want them to. So for the competitive stuff, it's really fun. And there's even a base building element. The Master Dojo, you can spend money to upgrade it, and every time you do, it's like more stuff is added. And now it's like I'm already at the point where I'm like, well, this is gonna be my home base I stay at for the rest of the game. Like, you know, in Pokemon, you're like, you usually go to like one city, if that's like the main city, and you kind of stick to that as like your main base, if you will. You know, if you need to get items or heal up and stuff. But now it's like, oh, everything's in this one building. Everything.
Okay.
And you just keep upgrading it. So a lot of fun stuff.
I heard the story is pretty weak though.
I found it stronger than the main game.
I mean, that's not much of a hurdle to get over.
It's not, but it's funny for one. I found myself laughing. The characters are really good. I mean, the story is pretty basic. It's like you come to this dojo island. The guy's like, well, you have 3 trials to overcome, and you overcome them. And then he's like, well, now I'm going to give you this bear Pokemon, and you get it. And he's like, well, now train it up, and then pick a tower, and then that's it. But the good stuff is the writing. The characters are funny. I found myself laughing a lot. And your rival character is either, depending on the version... Clara, the pink-haired girl. Have you seen her?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a psychopath. She's a failed music idol who now wants to be a gym leader, and she's like a psycho bitch. Where she literally before a match throws poison spikes over the arena, and you start the battle, and all your Pokemon are poisoned. And she's like, oh, wouldn't it be a shame if someone poisoned your Pokemon? How'd that happen? Anyways, I'm going to beat you. The other one is Avery, the blonde guy with, like, the top hat. Like,
I hear he's very split opinion. People either like him or hate him.
Let's just say every time he leaves the room, he yells, Avery teleport.
Oh, God.
His card is like he comes from a line of psychic masters, and then he was born with no powers at all, but he makes up for it by pretending that he does. So he'll be like Avery teleport, and then just like crawl down and sneak away. He's funny, right? So that's the stuff that's really enjoyable, and I enjoy the DLC. I think it's honestly absolutely worth the money. Not just the amount of Pokemon that are in it, but like the added content and the stuff you get from it. Absolutely worth the money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing I looked at was X Zodiac. Did you see this? So it's a Kickstarter game. I played the demo. It is... As soon as I saw a GIF of this on Twitter, I'm like, I need this. So I went and I downloaded the demo. I played it and I pledged. It's already passed its goal by a lot. But it's basically, hey... What if Star Fox was widescreen and 60 FPS and a new game? So it plays perfectly. You can even actually turn off, there's like a pixel filter. You can even turn it off to make it look like smooth, and like it looks incredible.
Okay.
It plays as it should, right? And it's like they've not only already like surpassed their goal by almost double, but there's actually like no stretch goals. So it's basically like, he said, I'm just funding this game. We're just going to put it out. It's not going to be like Shovel Knight, where it's like years and years of stuff, piling up for it. He's like, I'm just going to get the funding to make this game, and it'll come out. And I'm like, hey, awesome. And yeah, like I played it, and it feels good. It sounds good. I mean, it wears its inspiration on its sleeve. It's a new Star Fox game, right? But... there's even little stuff that are changes, like there's no bombs like in Star Fox, but instead whenever you get a bomb power-up, it gives you one more lock-on. So you can now lock on to 4 enemies or 5 enemies for the stage, right? Just fun game, right? And the demo was just put out on Steam, so it's literally like, all right, if you want to see how it is, go play it. Played it, it's good, funded, right? Like, I love it when games do that. That's how Kickstarter should be. You come out with a demo, you say, all right, try it out. If you like it, you can pledge.
Okay.
Right? And it's, I enjoyed that.
Cool.
So those are things that I played. I have 2 things that I've watched. The first one I'm going to talk about, its name is My Mental Choices Are Completely Interfering with My School Romantic Comedy. Otherwise known as, I'm going to say it in Japanese because of course I will. Ore no nunai sentakushi ga gakuen love comedy wo zen... Oh no, it got covered up. Zen Ryuko de Jama Shiteru.
Why can't they just shorten the name?
Okay, so the reason that anime titles are long like this is for the funniest thing ever. They discovered that people aren't reading the backs of anime DVDs at the stores. So instead of putting descriptions of them on there, they put the descriptions on the spines by making it be the title.
Oh my God.
So literally that's what it is. So this was one that I got a Patreon recommendation for. So I watched it. And it's basically this. It is an average school romance anime thing. Whatever. But there's a twist. The main character gets randomly throughout the day a splitting headache, and a multiple choice question appears in front of him. And he has to pick one of them. And it will alter reality or like do some... Now, everyone's memories will be erased if it affects them. But if it's just him having to do something, they'll remember it. So it might be something like... literally, it'll either be take off your shirt and scream like an Amazon warrior, or take off your pants and scream like a monkey. Note, this happened in class. And he has to do it.
And if he doesn't?
And if he doesn't, it's like horrible splitting headache pains. Like, he has to. Like, and he can't tell anyone about it, because if he does, he gets the headache. So it'll just be like, and it's at the point where it's like, it's been a year, he moved to a new school, and it's at the point where whenever something happens in class of him going like nuts, the class is just like, well, there he goes again. It'll be something like, go jump onto the teacher's desk and scream like a pig. Or it'll be like, okay, one of the first things he sees, he's walking in a park, and he looks down, and at his feet comes a Playboy magazine.
Okay.
All of a sudden, you just hear, choose! And you just see these two things pop up, and it's like, either pick up that magazine and sniff it out loud, or eat the magazine in front of someone.
Why? Who's doing this to him?
We don't know yet. I didn't know by where I got to. But so he's like, so he has to pick one of them. And he's like, I don't want to eat it in front of somebody. I'm just going to sniff it and hope nobody comes up. So he picks it up, and he goes right into the used Playboy magazine. And two kids walk by, and they're just like,
who's telling you to watch this stuff?
My Patreon. And they're
What's wrong with you people?
Like, the two kids walk up, and they're like, wow, at least I'll never be that much of a loser. Like, oh my God. So it's... The only thing I'd say about the show is it goes surprisingly serious at times, which really undermines the humor of it being just balls. Like, it's a normal... otherwise, it's fairly normal. But it's like, you'll just get these choices where neither of them are good. Like, you'll get ones where both of them are like, either of these would end my life. They are stupid. And they'll be in public, right? That's the only thing I'd say is it's the seriousness of it at times is not as good. And the art style it's from like 2006, I think. Somewhere on here. No, 2013. It's a bit older, and some of the characters have melty face syndrome, which looks really bad. Like, some of the characters have literally like almost melting looking eyes, like they're really low set, and I'm like, oh, that's an old school anime look for sure. Also raunchy humor, but nothing as bad as what I watched before. So hey, I'm fine now. Anything is better than No Game, No Life. Yeah, so that was one thing I watched. On the opposite spectrum, I've been rewatching a childhood favorite of mine, MEDABOTS.
Okay.
Did you know about MEDABOTS when you were a kid?
Too busy watching Scooby-Doo, bro.
I hate that. I'm gonna just show you.
Or like MEDABOTS.
I'm just gonna show you, not 8. That's the game. I'm just gonna show you and see, like, does this ring any visual bells?
As a kid, no.
As a kid,
but I've seen it like.
Well, yeah, that's because I've been posting it. Yeah. It's because it's been me and D, Funky Space Alien. Like, we've been posting about it because here's the thing, the show has such a like really good art style. The cartoon there, it has like. One, it's dubbed by Canadians, so immediately it's like you'll get stuff occasionally and you're just like, oh, it's so good. But the art is actually like really good, and the combat is actually really good. It has like this soft shading. There's even episodes done by Studio Trigger. So as a kid, I love this, and it's like, well, why did I like Studio Trigger when I started to watch their stuff? Because it reminded me of MEDABOTS, right? Like, it's just really, really good. Like,
yeah, it looks good.
Like, just like soft shading and really expressive characters. They even like, the main characters, one of them is a robot who's voiced by an angry black guy, which, can I just say, is the best choice ever. He's so fun. But they it's chill and it's nice. And I'm watching the English dub and I'm surprised with they kept in 90% of what was in the original Japanese, which is for a kid's show at the time, pretty good. So I've been enjoying watching that. Maybe potentially getting info for a future Let's Play. Who knows? We'll see.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. And that's really about it. Otherwise, I've just been getting ready for the last week of school, and now I'm out. So it's gonna be actually what I was going to do literally before you came, because I was just gonna do this before you ended up coming, just because I thought I had 22 minutes to do it, but first episode was long. I was gonna get started watching Fate Apocrypha. So it's like a spin-off of the original, which takes place in World War II.
There's just so much Fate.
Oh, there's so much. This one has Astolfo, so that's why.
It's just every time I come over, there's another new Fate thing.
Oh, buddy, I'm gonna show you what I downloaded.
Oh no.
I'm gonna show you here. Where is it? I think it's in my. Is it in my documents? I don't think it did. Where is it? I downloaded a Fate Stories. These are the Fate novels. I've downloaded the novels. And they are novels. They are full length. Not that long, because they're light novels. So in Japan they're 200 pages. But in Japanese kanji and lettering, they can get a lot more on those pages than we could. So they're about they're pretty decently sized novels there, right? The Fate Zero novels, I have the volumes here, right? And it's I didn't know that these were all fan translated, and it's the novels. Look, how many pages is the original Fate Zero? It's 239 pages, right? So that's for 4 volumes. Real novels, right? For Fate. I'm excited to get to them. But wait.
I still have to read
I'm sorry, I'm just reading here. I remember watching Spider-Man 2. So, okay, apparently they were watching Spider-Man 2 when they were planning out Fate Zero. All right. See, I got a little bit of that right there, right? I'm oh, I like that.
I still have to read the JoJo novels. So.
Right? Yeah, it's these fan novel or fan translated novels are they're a dude, getting into Japanese media is such a pit, because not only will you have with Western media, at most you'll have to read a Marvel comic tie-in, right? That's about it. Mm-hmm. But with Japanese stuff, it's I hope you're ready to start downloading audio dramas and novels that are fan translated, because that's pretty deep. That's a pit that you gotta crawl out of, which I don't think I'll ever.
No, you won't.
I will not. This is my life now. I had to stop myself from ordering more Fate figures this morning.
Fate Tanner.
For real. I told you this before, but I was even thinking if I were to ever get a tattoo, it would be the command seal on my hand. Right?
I'd get a JoJo tattoo.
Right?
Yeah.
But one, hand tattoos, not very accepted by people in workplaces. 2, I don't know if I could handle that.
What do you mean? Oh,
the pain of getting a tattoo on my hand.
Suck it up.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Bad.
I don't know. A needle rapidly pulsating and injecting ink in me. I'm literally feeling it right now. I don't like it.
Better. Would you rather go through? Okay, never mind.
Go ahead.
No, it's okay.
Tell me, what's your question?
Is that thinking of that ink going into you worse, or the Bugsnax?
Okay, well,
conspiracy?
one of those actually is me. Oh wait, do you mean if it were to happen to me?
Yeah.
Oh no, then I
the grapes. On the
I would
arm,
absolutely take the dude, tattoo my whole body before one grape forms on my body. I'll end up looking like the.
That's why I
lizard
stopped
man.
myself, because I already knew the answer.
Yeah, no. Oh no, I'd tattoo every part of me. Even the pink fleshy stuff.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining like it being a flat and then grapes like spawning.
Stop! I hate that.
Okay, you want to go into
gross. Let's go into this news.
news? A lot of news.
Yeah.
Lots happened.
Yep.
Like the day after
Yep.
we recorded. So EA Play happened.
Yep. I didn't watch it.
Neither did I, but I just got some summary stuff.
Yep.
Apex Legends coming to Switch and Steam.
I think the bigger thing is that there's crossplay.
Yeah.
Because that the fact that there's true crossplay on all those systems, and I think was mobile one of them too? No, it wasn't. No. But they showed Switch, Steam, PS4, Xbox. There was one more, I think.
Probably the Origin or whatever.
Oh, Origin, yeah. Because of course it's EA. So like, oh yeah, crossplay among all of them. And it's like, that is so good. I hope that the future of games is going to be this.
Yeah.
Like for everything.
There's just that like mouse and keyboard and
specifically
controller.
fighting games.
After that, they showed off some Star Wars Squadrons gameplay.
All right.
I didn't watch it, but like
I heard about it.
There's like it looks good.
Yep.
And then a new skate was announced.
Now this I'm excited for.
They didn't call it Skate 4, they just called it a new skate.
Yeah, well, I think it's because it's another situation with like Pokemon Snap where since the older one is too old for them to just make a new number
They'll just call
on
it
it.
Skate again because it's a Western company.
Yeah, they'll do that. They'll do that. Or they'll do it Skate, but like the A, if you look carefully, looks like a 4.
Or like 8.
Oh yeah, they could do that. Yeah. Did you play Skate 3?
Yes.
Dude, Skate
very long time ago.
Skate 3 is so good. Yo, wait, I think Skate 3 is a backwards compatible Xbox One game. Like I could play the 360 version on my Xbox One.
It's probably on sale on Steam too.
Wait, no, I don't think Skate 3 is on Steam.
I don't know.
No, it's not because it's an EA game. EA games aren't on Steam. The big deal was that EA games came to Steam here.
Okay.
So
I don't know. I'm new to Steam too, so.
Yeah, no, EA games like Apex Legends and there's a couple others that Titanfall came to Steam.
Yeah.
Like those were big deals because EA was like, no, you're gonna have to use Origin, and then and Sims too, or Sims 4, but Sims also. Those are big ones that coming to Steam because it's like they weren't available on it, and everyone had to put up with Origin, which they hate. I don't know if you don't download Origin.
I already did.
It's bad.
Why is it bad?
It's just slow and clunky.
Oh, I haven't used it at all. I just downloaded it.
Don't open it.
Okay.
No, it's still better than the Epic Games Store.
I downloaded too.
Oh,
what?
Bloatware.
Okay, then I'll just delete it.
Brr, inflating. Your computer's inflating. Bad. Steam good. Yeah, but it's Skate 4. I'm very excited. I'll still wait to get super excited until I see, because there's like the best part about Skate 3 isn't necessarily the actual.
It's the clunkiness and like the jank of it.
Yeah.
And I saw a tweet saying like if Skate 4 comes out and it's a completely good game, then
yeah, like the best part about Skate 4 is sometimes you jump on your skateboard and your feet will go through the ground and your skater will like explode their body parts and there's a like a meat vision mode where it literally like shows each of your bones breaking and you can even like. It's like, you remember, like in Pain, you can like make your body go in certain ways. So you can like jump off of stuff and like cannonball or like go head first. And like you'll get points for how broken your body is. And there was even challenges where it's like, jump off this ramp and mess yourself up. The more you can mess yourself up and the more like get hit by a car, fly into a wall, fall down and set yourself on fire. It's like Burnout, right?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Where it's like the fun part about Burnout for me was the crash mode. I mean, yeah, the driving was fun too, but oh boy, when you can go and that's the fun, right?
Yeah.
So I want confirmation of that back.
Cool. That was about it for.
Well, you know what? Let's just stick to just do all the West and then move on to Japan.
You sure?
Yeah, let's just do that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
We're
easier.
Back and forth?
No, it's easier to go this way.
All right. Crash Bandicoot 4. It's About Time is real.
It's real, yeah.
And it's coming October 2nd, 2020. Mm-hmm. So I have a few points here.
Yeah.
It's set after the events of Crash 3, so it's officially in that the time and the warped, like, no.
Because the ending of Warped
The 4.
was them
sends
sending Cortex back
And the
in
Cortex
time.
is like, haha, I've actually had all this time.
Sent me back in time, Bandicoot.
It's actually pretty good. Pretty good.
Thank you.
What's the word?
Impression.
Impression. That's the word. 100 plus levels.
That's a lot.
Yeah, because the people were like, "Oh, why is this $80 when like this doesn't?" Gamers.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
But 100 plus levels, playable Cortex and Coco maybe. I don't know if that was confirmed yet.
Well, they're in the trailer playable.
So okay.
Yeah, like they show them in gameplay in the trailers.
Yeah. So that's, I think, like I saw like a thing of like you play as Crash and you see these like things happened in the level, but then you play as Cortex and you see Cortex do those things to see.
Oh, interesting.
Afterwards, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be like multiple dimension type stuff. Instead of time travel, they're doing like the dimension stuff.
Yeah.
And time travel, like timey-wimey, blimey.
Yeah.
That type of stuff. And it might have microtransactions.
Well, it is. There's confirmed to be some form of microtransactions. Now, there's two ways they can handle this. One is going to be, hey, DLC costumes. So that you can just, pay 99 cents.
Because they already have those pre-order costumes.
Get the pre-order costumes. And then also, like, you have a ton of them in Crash Team Racing. Mm-hmm. Then it'll be, if you do a time trial, then you can, like, show off your costume, right?
Yeah.
The other would be, like,
unlock a level. Or unlock more of the game by paying or something.
No, I'm thinking more nefarious.
What?
I'm thinking, like, would you like to skip the game, Bandicoot? So, like, pay for crystal Wumpa fruits to play the level, gotcha lottery.
Hope not.
Right? So it's like,
but I think microtransactions have kind of like settled down after the whole Battlefront 2.
Yeah, mostly, yeah. I mean, like, it could be even as simple as what Devil May Cry 5 has, where it's like, you can go on the store and buy 1 million red orbs for $15 if you want to just get the levels right away. If you want to buy an unlock key for every level or something.
It's for people who don't have the time but have the money.
Yeah. It's for people who don't play video games. They play video games,
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It looks back to form.
I'm actually thinking about getting the Crash collection for Switch.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just because we're planning on doing commentary for it come after the marathon.
I traded in the collection on PS4. I need to get it back.
We just get the Switch version now. It looks better.
I don't like playing Spyro and Crash not on a PlayStation console,
Okay.
It's the childhood in me.
I guess.
Right?
I mean,
you could also just get on Steam. It's on the summer sale.
Yeah, but I generally like how the Switch version looks more.
It's not that noticeable.
They tone down his fuzziness a lot. Oh, wow. Like, honestly, I don't super love the super fuzzy Crash. Like, but this design is really good.
Oh, yeah. Like, when I watched it at first, I'm like, oh, this kind of looks like
the screenshots at first I didn't like, but then in motion I thought they looked good.
Yeah. I like
the gif of him running towards the camera.
That's cool. There's just like if you compare the Insane Trilogy model to this one, it's like night and day difference.
Oh yeah, like this one looks so much better.
Yeah. So that's Crash 4.
Yeah, excited.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we're still going.
Well, I'm used to the whole thing.
Fair enough.
The Last of Us Part 2 is the fastest selling PS4 exclusive ever.
Yep.
Selling 4 million in only 3 days.
Uh-huh.
And there's no plans for DLC at all.
There's no multiplayer mode, right?
Not yet. I think they're going to implement it afterwards.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
That's a lot of copies of a video game that got boycotted a lot.
Okay, come on.
Well, this happened with Pokemon.
No. Anytime that gamers are like, we're going to boycott this, they never do.
They also don't realize just how big gaming is now.
They also don't realize how there are people who don't spend their entire lives on the internet. There's people who just say, oh, what's the new hotness? And they walk into a GameStop and buy it. Like,
or don't take a gamer's random neckbeard's opinion online.
Yeah. They need to realize that, you can't control the world. You are but a gamer.
New PS Plus games announced.
Yep.
And it's how many years? 10 years?
I don't know. 10 years?
A PS Plus?
What?
Yeah, I think so. 5 or 10. 5 or 10.
It's got to
look it up.
Can't be 10 years.
Maybe.
Let's see. I'm gonna type in
What do you-
PS Plus. I thought there'd be a Wikipedia page. PS Plus.
Games. I don't know.
No. What would it be?
Just go to IGN because
Release
it's like
date.
a release date. 2010.
PlayStation Network here. Okay, that's probably where it is. PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm so old.
10 years. And to celebrate, the games this month, next month, are NBA 2K20
Yucky.
and Tomb Raider.
That one's okay. And
Is
there's
it-
a bonus
no, is it-
game.
Is it Rise?
It's Rise of the Tomb Raider. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Rise.
Okay.
And there's a bonus game of Erica.
Isn't that the tech demo or whatever?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what that is either.
But it said bonus game, so.
You included everything.
Yeah.
Some Avengers footage got shown off. Have you watched it?
I've just seen a couple. I watched, I think, Max's clips of his reaction to it. And he basically said, it looks good, but I don't like the visual style. And then someone said, well, it's because it's realistic. And he's like, I don't know if you've been outside, but realistic does not mean it's gray and brown. There's colors in the world.
Look, I see blue right over there.
Yeah, that's what I think, and that's how I sort of feel. Where it's like,
It also
I
just,
think there's
like-
a bit more superhero pop.
Yeah, that and like just no. I mean, like there's probably going to be a HUD in the final game, but not seeing a HUD is weird.
That works for some games. Like
Not
for
for this game.
for example, I actually liked it in Uncharted. No HUD.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice, but it works for it. And I don't like no HUD for that, because if I'm Iron Man is literally a HUD as a character.
Yeah.
He always has one. So like that's, I yeah.
And I watched the Thor gameplay, and it just looked. It reminded me of God of War, PS4,
Yeah.
but in a bad way.
Oh yeah. It's also the fact that it's a games for service.
Yeah, that
sort
kinda
of,
makes
like,
it feel
and
yucky.
it's like online
Only. Type thing.
only multiplayer games as a service, and I'm like,
It just doesn't.
it's
vibe.
not what not
It's
exactly
not
what I
vibing
wanted.
with me right now.
Nah. We'll see. Who
Yeah,
knows? Maybe
comes
it'll end
out.
up being awesome. Maybe it'll just end up being like the X-Men Academy game.
Oh.
That was a bad one. That one killed multiple studios.
Oof.
Yeah.
We'll skip that one. I was going to look up stuff, but I forgot.
Diablo 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't care.
Cyberpunk 2077 story trailer came out.
You didn't put the most important one.
Yes, I did. Are you sure? Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'll get to that
Okay.
at the end.
Yeah, there's a gameplay blowout.
Got delayed.
Yes, got delayed to November 19th.
That's understandable. Whatever.
We're adults now. We don't care.
Yeah.
We have other stuff to do.
Yeah.
So got a few points here. Dialogue branches, a lot of them.
I'd hope so.
Really diverse environments. Like there's like a desert town area. There's like the neon city. There's like one part reminded me of the place in John Wick, the nightclub.
Yeah,
Like
I
the
can see
neon
that.
lights
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that. Trailer ends with Keanu Reeves just standing there and saying the F word.
Okay.
And the most important one, apparently,
No, it's not the one I'm talking about. But go ahead.
they made an effort to say that there's going to be pubic hair customization.
Not just that, full genitalia customization, including 3 different penises, 1 vagina choice, which I feel is not very realistic for equality because there are multiple types. They went over 3 nipple sizes, 40 breast sizes, and they really went into this, and I'm just like, so Sony's backing this and being like, this is awesome. But Japanese games have to be totally covered up. I don't get it. Last of Us Part 2. It has a sex scene. Mm-hmm. That's okay. Japanese game? It's not. Now, you don't have the most important thing. Cyberpunk 2077 is getting an anime.
Oh yeah, I was going to put that, but I forgot.
And not just an anime.
By Trigger.
By Studio Trigger. Bringing in everyone that has rocked Studio Trigger and musicians from all these musicians that are also super based, and it's we're gonna get Studio Trigger Keanu Reeves. I don't know how I can Like, God, that's what? That's rad.
That's a pretty good selling point for
I honestly
gamers
think,
like you.
I honestly think they're getting like CD Projekt Red. That's how you pronounce it. Are using all of Poland's money.
Is that? Because I saw that somewhere. I'm like, who said that?
I said that.
No, you said
but
that.
like they are using citizen tax money to make this. I feel.
Well, it's going to be a hit, obviously.
Let's hope.
Like people say, like the demo who demoed it.
Yeah.
They said like this is going to be worth like the years of hype, hyping this up.
My only thing is, I still don't understand why there's character customization in a game where you can't see your character.
That is a bit weird.
Right? I don't get it.
Why would they spend time on that when they could spend time on something that'll actually like you'll see, you know?
Unless there's some multiplayer element that's coming later.
I have no idea.
Because it's like, otherwise it is literally pointless. I mean, you can argue cutscenes, but even still, once you're done the game and there's no cutscenes left.
There's like a character who's like 90% cyborg.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And your main, like, I think, like, partner, he's just like this big buff dude.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Interesting.
Like, as we near closer to launch, and as it keeps jumping away from us.
I was gonna say, it's every time we approach it, it slips away.
Yeah. I'm looking more forward to it.
Like a leaf in the wind.
But yeah.
Okay.
Steam Summer Sale is happening, if you didn't know. Lots of games on sale. This is my first Steam Summer Sale that I have a PC. So I already mentioned I got Halo, but I have like...
I haven't got anything else yet other than, for me, I got Persona, and I bought all the DLC for Fate Extella. So pick that up so I can have that.
There are a lot of the games that I have on PS3 that I want to be like... I want to play them again, but I don't want to plug in my PS3.
And you want it to look nicer.
Nicer too, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe I'll do that because these games are like Metal Gear Rising. I'd love to play that again.
Oh, Metal Gear Rising is 60 FPS on Steam.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
And
there's mods.
Oh, dude. like this is the reason I want to buy Burnout Paradise on Steam because it's like, oh, what are the mods on there? Or like.
Okay, just wait. Metal Gear Rising. Okay.
But I have the issue of like, oh, there's my library is going to be like split amongst these platforms,
well, that's
which
fine.
It's a bit of an OCD issue, but
okay, wait. Let's see. I need to see what some of the top mods for Metal Gear Rising are. Let's go most popular of all time. This is 100% safe game. Play as Pepsi Man, realistic filter, Raiden fights unarmed. There's some skins. Play as Armstrong for the Sam DLC.
you can
play as Olga. There's the
Gray Fox
visor, alternate outfits in the main menu. Gray Fox, a better looking Gray Fox.
Enhanced Jetstream Sam.
Solidus Snake Jetstream Sam.
Oh, I should buy this one.
Right?
It's only $8.
Yeah, right. It's and it comes with all the DLC.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. Right? So it's just like, that's the cool thing. And the other interesting thing is they introduced Steam points with this sale.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. I sent you an emoticon.
Yeah, so Steam points are every time you buy games you get points. The points can be used for a couple things like
Did you get you? Yeah, you got your
Yeah, I got my random stickers each day. Actually, did I get mine today? I don't think.
Oh, you get one each day?
Get one each day.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I got another facepalm. So, well, that's fine. I can sell that. Or trade it. So you can also get animated avatar frames. I got the blue portal just because I liked it. You can get animated backgrounds, which are new, because before you couldn't get animated backgrounds. Before they were only static. So like they're kind of generic now, but they're still a cool new thing.
Where are these?
For your profile. It's like a Facebook page.
Oh, I didn't even notice this.
Yeah, dude, you get a whole page.
Wow.
That you get to customize. Like you can each of these showcases you get to customize. So I have my achievements where it shows my rarest ones. So these are my rarest achievements. So like only 1% of players have this Shovel Knight one, right? Then I have one that shows off my my games. So it shows how much I have. And you get to customize them, right?
Oh, I didn't know you could do this.
Yeah, so you can even like change out like what they're gonna be, recent activity. You can even like have people comment on them, but it's been a hot minute since anyone really commented on mine. 2014. Yeah, so it's like you can get all this stuff. You can get a featured badge. So every time you get your Steam trading cards, you can then like with your trading cards there, you can use them to make the badges. And with the badges, like so, if you get all the cards, you can combine them into a badge, and the badge gives you experience, and the experience will then level you up as a Steam member.
So how do you get these cards?
So every time you play a game, so if you take a look here, so it says no card drops remaining because I played it and I got the card drops. Other ones, so if this one says one card drop remaining, meaning that literally for every hour I play the game, I will get one card.
Oh.
If a game has cards, you get them by just playing the game.
Wait, so if you run out, you can't get any more? But how do you get more after that?
So how do you get more? Well, let's say, and this is people in the listening might know, but I'm teaching you.
Yeah.
But this is a really cool thing. I like it. So like I have a ton of my cards here, right? But let's say, for instance, I am not going to be collecting the ones for Hollow Knight. All right, here, perfect. I have 2 of the same from Hollow Knight. So when I played Hollow Knight, I got 2 Quirrells, I got a Hornet, and I got a Zote. Also, they, if you click on them, they actually, each of them also unlocks a wallpaper for you. So you click on it, and you get a wallpaper.
Wow, this is cool.
Oh yeah, no, Steam trading cards are the coolest. But now here's the cool part. So I have an extra Quirrell, right? So I can see they're available for 10 cents on the store. That's real money. I can just hit sell. I say I want to sell it for, whoops, not $30. That's a lot. If I want to sell for 9 cents, undercut people. Well, that'd be 11 because Steam gets a bit. So I'm going to sell it for 9. So I'm undercutting everyone. I put it up, and I'll have to go to my phone and actually check it off. But now it's up for sale. And I think I actually got it because it immediately sold. I now have 7 cents on my profile.
Who bought it that quickly?
You can actually go to a card that you want and say, if the price ever drops to this, automatically buy it.
Oh, wow.
So because I undercut everyone, I got more, right? So I got 7 cents now. So if I wanted, I could go to the store and buy another card for 7 cents. And that's money you could also use to buy games. It's regular money. So there's a whole economy to it, which is really fun. But then where you go crazy is when you start to get foil cards. Like, for instance, this is a foil version of a card. So, like, that's, like, rarer, right? Like, this one's $1.80.
Expensive.
Once you use the cards, though, they do go away. So the cards go away after you've used them, because you can then turn them into a badge. The badge also gives you backgrounds. Like, for instance, I got some of the Fate ones because I did it, and these are worth sometimes a bit more. Like this one's worth 28 cents, right? This one's worth $6.63. Like that's a pretty good one, right? You can get emoticons for chats. So some of them are like some of them are like pretty nothing. I did get Nero one. I'm pretty happy. I got this one, the Salt. Like that's a good one. Different ones are worth different amounts. But yeah, so there's this whole little like economy with Steam. It's a lot of fun. Cool. Like it's a really this is why I actually really like Steam. Is there's a lot of stuff like this. Mm-hmm. You can even also, if you want, you can turn your things into gems. And if you get enough gems, you can literally just spend the gems to make a booster pack. So like 3 cards cost 462 gems.
So this is like a big reason why people like when games get into Steam.
Yes. Like there's a lot that it all interconnects with. Yeah, that's the thing. Everything with Steam kind of works together in a really cool way, right? So like Persona 4, it has...
I like how they have those like backgrounds. It's personalized too.
And not only that, if you take pictures in game, if you take any screenshots, they get put up there.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they'll cycle through. But for instance, there's 10 trading cards for Persona 4. If I go to view my trading cards, you can then go and see like, okay, I want to, search the market for the U card, right? So I can see right now there's 32 that are worth 32 cents, right? So there's people, like they're putting up for their prices, right? You can even watch like the prices of them as it goes on. It kind of is a stock market.
That's crazy.
You can even So like once you were to, once you make them, these are like chat emoticons that you can make. So you is worth, like his emoticon is $2, right? A Naoto foil is $5.99. So it's a cool little thing that there's a lot of. So that's why I really like Steam's whole thing that it has going for it. So, and right now with the summer sale, you get the points, which, kind of is another system that goes in now. So it's basically you're always rewarded for buying and playing stuff.
And PC games are just cheaper than console games.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, look, here's Sonic Lost World for $8, right? Like
I got Generations for the buck there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right? Like, it goes down so much in price. Also, Generations has really good mods. Generations, and that's the thing, the modding community, like you can just mod stuff on Steam and have no issues too.
I do want to get like an Xbox controller for like some of the games.
Yeah, I would definitely say like I got a couple. Well, just any Xbox one. We'll plug in.
Well, mine doesn't have like Bluetooth, so I have to
plug it in.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just plug it in and play.
Okay.
Well, you can actually you have Switch Pro controller, right? Mm-hmm. If you get just a USB dongle, like that's like a couple bucks. Like the my little Mario brick one. Have you seen that one?
No.
I don't know if I have it here, but I have just like a little Mario brick USB dongle. It's 8-bit do. You can use it to literally plug it into your computer and sync any controller to your computer. I use my Pro controller on the PC all the time.
So what is it called?
I'll show you. It's called the 8-bit do Bluetooth adapter. I'll show you what it looks like. You've probably seen it. This thing.
Okay.
Literally, you plug it into your computer. You press the sync button. You press the sync button on your controller. Literally, it's...
so it can be wireless.
Yes. You press the sync button, and you can... then it just hooks up like it would to any other console. And it works for... And this also works on Switch. I can plug a PS4 controller into my Switch. Like it's for everything, and it's $10.
Wow!
Like
it's just on Amazon.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get that then.
This.
And it works flawlessly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like it just treats it as a generic. It treats it as a generic controller in whatever you play.
And what is it called again for the people who want to actually?
An 8-bit do, so 8-bit DO USB wireless Bluetooth adapter. There. Make sure you get the official one though, because if you look, there's a couple knockoffs there. Like don't get it from AliExpress. But yeah, no, like you plug it in, and it works for every controller. I could use this with it, like my NES controller. It works for everything. So, I mean, when I was doing my school Mario Kart tournament, I even literally had it where I asked kids, what controller do you like best? I like PlayStation. Okay, sync the PlayStation controller to my Switch. What do you like more? I like Xbox. Synced an Xbox controller to my Switch.
Cool.
So, like, it was great for that.
Cool, yeah, I'll get that then.
And it's...
And then I won't have to buy a completely new controller.
No, absolutely. That's the way to go. And it works for all of them. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So after that, interesting story I came across that was told. Sean Layden, the former president of Sony Worldwide Studios, I think, says that AAA game development is not sustainable. And I have a link there.
It's not.
No? These games are getting too long and getting too expensive.
Getting too big.
Yeah.
Games, like, the amount of work to go into one game is, like, way too much now. And that's
now,
why, when Jason Schreier tweeted out games are too long,
that's
I
completely
agree.
Valid. Yeah.
I also didn't think that he needed to be responded with Theodore Roosevelt quotes Troy Baker. I don't know.
Maybe that was just a shit post.
No, because Troy Baker does not like Jason Schreier, because Jason Schreier didn't like Last of Us.
Oh.
He's like I don't care for it. I think he is in the same boat of, in this time right now, The Last of Us Part 2 is not the atmosphere of game I kind of jive with right now.
That's understandable,
right? So it's an opinion thing.
Yeah.
It's absolutely an opinion thing, and Troy didn't like that. He's like, "Oh, you just don't like real storytelling."
And like I even agree. Like playing this game in like the world we're in right now, it's not fun.
It just released at a real bad time.
Yeah, but like I'll talk about it later. But like I do agree with Jason like a little bit that games are getting way too long.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Especially like with the time we have.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's different for every kind of person, right? Like, a kid be like, oh, I love this 100-hour game that my parents got me. Like, I don't know.
So this isn't to say we can't have long games.
No, no.
I'd hate a short Persona game. That's a game I want to be long.
Oh, yeah.
I want it to take up the time of a whole year, right?
But like filler in these games where it's like...
Yeah, cut out the filler.
Yeah.
We don't need every game to be 60 to 80 hours. I'd love a solid 20, even solid 15.
But would you want those to be $80?
So it depends. Time to me doesn't necessarily dictate the cost for me. It would need, like, okay, if a game is coming out by a AAA studio, it's like I will pay that premium because I know they put in the effort. Just because it's short, it doesn't mean there's the lack of effort. Plus, a lot of games are replayable, right?
Yeah.
Like if a game is replayable, then sure. Now, mind you, I'll give an example of a game that is too short and not replayable, and I wouldn't pay the full dollars for. The Order. Remember The Order 1886 or whatever? Where it was like, that game is a single hallway movie, and you play it once and you're done, right? That's not replayable, right? So, and of course, not every game's like that.
Yeah.
I'd say JRPGs, they can stay their length because that's kind of what they're for, But at the same time, do they have to be, all AAA? I mean, well, here's an example. Final Fantasy VII. That was a game that was about 40 hours, which is on the shorter side for a JRPG. But like at the same time, there's people complaining it's too short. And it's like, no, that was the perfect length. It is there's no filler. You hold on to every section and it's just like, it's perfectly paced, right? Even the side quests. There's like, in each area, like 8. And it's like, oh, okay. And there's like 4 areas. So it's like, oh yeah, that's great, right? So yeah, I do think
like for The Last of Us Part 2, there are a lot of sections where it feels like filler.
Yeah.
Like we're like, it's just scavenging, going through environments with no enemies. And it gets a bit like, all right, well, I want to see what happens next.
Yeah.
Like instead of like, I get like, especially on the mode I'm on hard. So I'm like, I got to find these supplies.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like barely any enemies, like barely anything. And it's like, well, let's go, right? That type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree with them and say like, I don't think like, well, especially with going into this new generation with like all this like new power and SSD stuff and like, we'll see.
Games are going to get more expensive, and it's like, I wouldn't even be surprised if next year we get the word that it's going to be another, like if the base price for a game goes to $90 now.
If it goes over 100, it's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm just going to buy used from now on.
Or you play games on PC and wait for them to go down to $20.
Just become a PC gamer.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for Western game news. Now we're going into the Western media news.
Yep.
Margot Robbie's in to star in the Pirates of the Caribbean remake.
So part of me is like, are we really remaking Pirates of the Caribbean? And then I think about, I guess that did come out like 20 years ago.
Well, yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still going with the fifth one came out like, what, 3 years ago?
No.
I don't remember.
No. And it wasn't the 5th one. It was the 4th.
It was the 5th.
Wait, what?
Dead Man Tell No Tales? That was the 5th one.
Was it?
On Stranger Tides was the 4th one.
Oh my god, it was. That movie was so nothing.
The 5th one or the 4th one?
Both.
Yeah, they weren't necessary.
They were not.
They're just money makers.
Yep.
J.K. Simmons
Yep.
says that J. Jonah Jameson will appear in at least 2 more Marvel movies.
That's good. That makes me happy.
That's probably Spider-Man 3 and some sort of other Marvel movie that crosses with Spider-Man or whatever.
Hey, maybe it'll be Venom 2.
Oh, maybe that too.
Right? Because that's technically a Marvel venture still. They're into that a bit.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Just hope that he can pull it off.
Yeah. Oh,
that
right.
he's bald.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm okay with older JJ.
Yeah.
I think it works.
So Disney is going to redesign the Splash Mountain to a Princess and the Frog ride.
Do you know what the original Splash Mountain's based on?
No.
Okay.
It's based off a really racist thing, isn't it?
Well, it's based off an old Disney show called Song of the South.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Song of the South was a Disney live action computer animation or cartoon hybrid, which is literally about like the young master, like the young son of the master of the plantation goes to meet out with the one black guy they allow from the slaves to babysit the kid. And at the time, it was actually remarkably progressive for the fact that it had a starring black character, and it was overall portrayed him as a very good character. However, it still absolutely did the message of, maybe slavery wasn't bad, which
especially
not
nowadays.
good. And it had a lot of stereotype tropes. So there are people opposed to this, saying that Splash Mountain was a way to redeem those characters, because there's nothing from Song of the South in it other than the cartoon characters. And the story of Splash Mountain was an original story, completely gone from anything from the live action part. The only connection was the character of Briar Rabbit, who was based off of African folklore. Because, of course, the old African slave was telling African folklore stories to this child, right? So that was the only connection. They're changing it now to Princess and the Frog, which I think it still works. Splash Mountain, it's watery and it goes through the swamp at times. Like, yeah, that still works. And it's nice that Princess and the Frog is getting some recognition.
Yeah.
It's an underrated Disney movie for sure. But yeah, some people are a little bit against it. I think it's like, okay, that's fine. And hey, do it now while everyone's not at Disneyland.
Yeah, that's
do it now so people can go on it. I didn't go on Splash Mountain when I was there because I didn't want to get wet. But and I think they said that they're keeping Splash Mountain in, I think, Disney Tokyo to be the same. So you could get the original experience if you go there.
Yeah.
Because they don't know racism.
Yeah.
Anyways.
There's a bit of other thing, like more political side, but we'll keep that
aside. Fair enough.
For now. This is for you because
you
know
know
more about this.
Cuphead cartoon. Yeah. We got clips of it. It looks really good. For one, I didn't know how to feel about having Cuphead and Mugman talking, because it's not a silent cartoon. It is a cartoon with characters talking. It feels like how SpongeBob's original seasons felt. Like the first couple,
When's it airing?
It's going to be on Netflix, I think, sometime later this year.
Okay.
It's being done by the guys who do the new Mickey Mouse shorts, the ones that are really funny and fast-paced. And yeah, it's really good. I'm looking forward to it. It's weird that he's in Smash still. But I think, honestly, with this, Cuphead could become really popular.
It could.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's it?
That's it.
Was there no other details?
They just revealed, they showed some clips. They some of them were animated, some of them were in anime, kind of storyboard. They revealed the voice actors. Cuphead's kind of the cool, smooth talking kind of guy. And then Mugman's kind of more, how can I put this? He's kind of like this type, Okay. So, and then there's the devil, and the devil has songs, and it's also has singing, but cool, like old school, cartoon musical stuff. Yeah. So they just showed off some early clips, and it does look awesome. So that was it. Just saying that it looks good. I'm excited.
Cool. Final story for the West is that The Walking Dead is coming out with a spin-off comic called Negan Lives.
By the original author?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So basically, this thing exists to get more comic shops back on their feet.
Nice.
So it's going to ship for free to them.
Nice.
Everything. Shipping costs are free and everything. So
wow, that's really good.
This thing wouldn't have existed without what happened.
Wow.
But it takes place after the final issue of The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
So, and see where Negan's at, because we didn't really see Negan at the end.
Yeah, he disappeared at the end, right?
Yeah, it was kind of like a frame of him.
They talk about him being yo, where'd Negan go?
He lives on his own.
Oh yeah.
And these at Lucille's grave or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see this is after this is during the I guess Renaissance of the world.
Yeah.
After what.
And who knows?
Happened.
Maybe that bit of positivity about rebuilding the world might also be something that would be good
with the Negan twist.
Yeah.
And Negan's the most popular character in the series.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he's in Tekken. Remember when Negan was in Tekken?
He still is.
Still is.
That's cool.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm looking really forward to that. It comes out July 1st, so in 2 days, I'm gonna go get my 2 issues and read it and see what
nice.
Report back.
All right.
And that's it for the West.
All right, now for the East. So the big one, Smash Ultimate, as you wrote. DLC 6 is revealed, and I was correct. It is Min Min.
Yes.
So let's go over her. First off, moveset.
Looks awesome.
So we should say, she's coming out in like a couple hours here.
I could probably say 2 hours.
What time is it now?
When did Byleth come out?
I think they said for us it would be 6 or 7 p.m. So yeah, about 2 hours there.
Yeah,
about 2 hours. Okay, so moveset wise, Min Min is extremely faithful to arms. Mm-hmm. A button is left arm, B button is right arm. That's cool. Works like Mega Man, where kind of like the jump attack and the neutral attack and the tilt are the same, just moving at the same time. Otherwise, arm switch. So you have 3 different arms. You have the dragon, which can fire the laser.
It's very seamless too.
Oh yeah, very fast. Ram, which can do little loops. And then you got the Mega...
Off the ledges.
Oh yeah, that's going to make people salty. Then you got the Megawatt, which is slower, but does big damage. And electrifies them, which we'll see what that does. She has then, for her up B, she can, on the ground, do the an invincible spring jump. In the air, it's a tether grab, but it can also do damage if you attack the opponents there. Her up smash is her kick reflect from arms. So there it is. That was in there. I thought that'd be her down B, but hey, here we go. That's a better way of handling it. And
she has midair smash attacks.
She has midair smashes.
That's weird.
Well, no, but someone pointed out she's not the only. Ramen does too. That's how you use the Levin sword in the air. If you just do a regular tilt in the air with him, he just does the bronze sword. Smashing in the air is how you do Levin sword in the air.
Okay.
That was a change from Ultimate that I remember that was kind of, because otherwise in Smash Wii U, if you're in the air, you would always use Levin sword and it would take away the durability. Now you can make the choice.
Okay.
So yeah, that was something that it's not super new, but hers actually flash though. So there is a difference where it's not just the input, like it is basically a mid-air
and
smash.
she can move on the ground when charging up the smash attack. So.
If you though guard against her arms, they do flop down to the ground, and
really?
that was for like 1 frame in the trailer there.
We'll see it tonight.
So you guard against them, they fall down just like if you deflect them in arms, and then you have to wait for them to retract there. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, she looks really interesting and different.
I think this is the most excited I've been for a character since Joker.
Oh,
honestly.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. No, I didn't. Oh, and also
moveset wise.
The grab. The grab powers up her arm just like in arms.
Melee Marth says pathetic.
It's hilarious. It's like you get that and you're like, wow, that's almost as big as Marth's was in Melee.
But yeah, stage wise, Spring Stadium.
Surprised they went with like the Springman stage.
I feel like with the DLC stages, Sakurai wants to just be like, what's the most recognizable part of this game? What's the most, like, the main part of this game?
Yeah. And I mean, but I guess you could argue Spring just could be its arms, right? Mm-hmm. I'm happy it's not a walk-off.
I'm so happy. I was worried.
I was worried.
Yeah.
I love the ceiling.
I love it. We'll see.
Because no other stage has that. No other stage has a stationary ceiling that you can bounce off of in a rather open stage. Spring Pads,
you could say Mementos when it comes down
stationary.
A bit. That is stationary for a bit.
No, but I mean permanent.
Oh, okay.
In Spring Stadium, it is not. It doesn't go away. It can't break. Mm-hmm. It's always there. There's the spring pads, which you can do with contact damage. It's a neat gimmick. It's a way of incorporating the springboards.
It's a very Smash version of Spring Stadium.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
Otherwise, nice the layout, pretty neutral.
Billboards that switch out.
Billboards, you got the arms robots that bring in the items. Yep. Nice touch.
It's like, it's good.
It's
nothing mind blowing like.
And it's visually nice. It's nice to get a Pokemon Stadium sort of thing that's a bit more, I don't know, tropical almost. It reminds
tropical.
It feels like you're in like Miami or somewhere, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Like it feels like a nice,
I like the buildings
warm
in
place.
the back.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It feels like a nice warm place where the Pokemon Stadium doesn't even feel like it takes place in a real world, right? Like you can't see the city or anything. It doesn't feel like it exists. Where this feels like it's a real place.
Do the side springs, they always stay on? Because the middle one turns on and off.
I think the middle one turns on and off. The sides, you jump on it and then they turn off for a bit and then they come back. So you can't just jump on them over and over.
Music wise, basically the entire soundtrack.
Basically, you got the whole sound. Well, you got all the
every fighter.
You got all the fighting stages. music.
Including the DLC ones.
Including the DLC as well as the sparring ring was added as a stage, and then the main theme remix.
Yeah.
So
and Ramen Bowl remix.
Ramen Bowl remix,
like I can't wait to hear that.
Oh, it's gonna be
tonight.
good. Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
And then the headlock battle,
Yeah,
which aren't there like 3 versions of it?
there are, but it's kind of just like there's one that's like the regular, and then there's headlock with Dr. Coil,
And then
there's just like a final round variant.
And then there's the last song, which is like the main theme, but battle wise type thing. We'll listen to it tonight.
Yeah.
But
I am a bit sad there's no credits theme,
It-
but it's not
it's
a
way
good fighting
too
theme.
calm.
It's way too chill.
Yeah.
And that's why I love it. It's like a smooth jazz version of the ARMS theme, which is so good. But yeah, it doesn't fit, which is understandable.
meat costumes.
All right, let's go through them. So Ninjara
Yeah,
makes sense because
that meat costume looks awesome.
it looks great, and it was one of the characters Sakurai wanted, if not for Min Min. And now you have basically Springman, Min Min, or Springman, Ribbon Girl, Ninjara, and Min Min. So like you have that's pretty awesome. That's a good representation, honestly.
Heihachi's finally back.
Yeah, so we'll have to see because it's like, yeah, if Heihachi's is here, then maybe there won't be another Namco Bandai
Or
character.
it could be the Chosen Undead. That'd be so.
Oh,
that'd be so cool, man.
But there's still missing Namco Bandai costumes.
Yeah.
Lloyd's costume, like that's a popular one from 4. People love Lloyd Irving. So the fact that he's not back, either he's going to be a DLC character, which is totally possible. Having another RPG character,
It's
they love
Bandai
it.
Namco who like co-made this
Yeah,
game.
so we'll have to see. Either there's gonna or they'll just sprinkle him in with another
Yeah,
random one again.
maybe.
We'll see. Then there
Callie
was
Marie.
Callie and Marie. I do like how Marie is gun and Callie is just, I'm gonna throw hands.
I like how Marie uses one of the weapons
yeah,
from Splatoon.
yeah. I like that. And then
And then
in a move no one saw coming,
so what? Vault Boy.
Vault Boy. The only reason they don't say Fallout is because if they said Fallout, they'd have to add Bethesda as a...
That's a good reason.
As one.
That's probably why they did it for Assassin's Creed 2.
Nope, because Ubisoft's is down there already.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the rabbits and stuff are all
It's
in
probably because of the assassin.
it was because of Assassin, and there was something that happened in the States there.
Yeah.
But this was just because they don't want to add it. But there's Vault Boy, who looks perfect because it is just...
I wish they had the main theme because the Fallout 4 main theme is actually really good.
Okay.
But
And people also pointed out if you don't put on the Vault Boy head, you can just make a Fallout character because it's the vest and a gun.
Yeah, it's cool.
So that's...
I wonder what this means for Doom Guy.
So that's the thing, because it's like now we have that tie, right?
Because this means they talk to each other.
Yeah,
and I don't think
absolutely.
Bethesda would just be like,
Now the question is it Bethesda said, can we get something in? And they said, okay, we'll give you a me costume and that's it. Or is it now that there's a tie and this is like, going towards it? Because there's a couple companies where it's like that. Arc System Works has the River City Ransom Spirits. Like that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And now there's that tie, right? So like what's there gonna be with that, in the future? They're connected, but
that
not.
could also be like, why didn't they just save this for the Bethesda
Exactly,
DLC,
right? So there's different ups and downs for it.
Same thing with like Rayman. If Rayman's a DLC character, why didn't they save the Ubisoft costumes?
Right? Yeah. So
We'll see.
And who knows? I'm like, honestly, I love the me costume updates because you never know what you're gonna get.
Especially nowadays.
Now it's just like
for the first 2 waves, they were like, okay, yeah, this is expected, but then there's Sans.
Sans was the one that broke everything, and it's like you won't ever expect.
Terry's didn't come with a special one.
Goemon was a big one for me.
Oh yeah.
That's a pop off for any '90s Konami fan. Like no one would have remembered
And then
Goemon.
Cuphead, and then now Vault Boy.
Yeah. So we'll have to see
We'd have
where else
Fallout
they go.
representation in Smash.
Right? It's wild.
So
It's so weird. And for Fighter 76.
weird.
God damn
It's
it,
weird.
Todd.
It's weird. Todd.
Todd Howard.
Then Spirits update. A little Spirits update with the you'll be able to fight them. Just like you can go to
Rematch
anyone.
them on the menu, which is real nice.
That's kind of what I wanted. Like
Yeah.
halfway.
Yeah, just like a nice little, like if you want to do like a proper event mode.
It's like, oh, I want to fight this spirit. Like,
There you
how
go.
did that go?
Yeah.
But what I do want is like I articulated more in my mind. I want like a random. Like you just hit a random and you fight a random spirit. Maybe it'd be like a ladder.
Or even like a spirit classic mode.
Yeah, almost like
honestly, I would like one thing I do want is I want them to, you know where it shows like the route for classic mode? I want you to be able to click that and change it to either randomized, random spirits, or all-star, just fight through everybody in order. Right? Like I want those as like some alternate
like fight
ones.
this like for spirits from Mario or the spirits from Street Fighter.
Yeah, right. So like I would kind of like it to follow, you know, to be able to just choose, you know, a bit more there for classic mode.
I do find it interesting that they focus so much on like if you have this costume, you'll fight this version.
I think they're going back and they're probably going to be changing a couple more. Like one of the stages
Ninjara,
where you fight, oh yeah, like Ninjara for sure now. But like stages where you fight you know, like Rabid Mario.
Yeah.
Change it out to the rabbit hat with maybe a Mario suit with a Mii, right? Make them short, you know?
Or that can read something for the future.
Yeah, well, for sure. I mean, heck, we might even see, like, surprise update. You're going to fight, you know, we're putting in Ezio as a spirit. So you'll fight on a stage, and if you don't have him, you'll be this character. If you do, it'll be this one, right? So I do think that's a great way of actually making, so you can kind of do those spirit battles and treat them sort of, you know, in that way.
And then they wrapped it up. Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about Sakurai's setup.
Oh, I didn't even notice he had two TVs until people pointed it out.
And you didn't?
No.
You thought that was one giant TV?
I was looking at all of his. No, I just thought it was a TV and then a wall beside it.
Okay.
But I was just looking at his consoles and going like, "Yo, this dude has like everything."
Oh yeah.
And even in the Japanese one, they went panned further over.
Oh really?
He has everything.
Like, yeah.
He has all of them. So I was like, "That's pretty cool."
He's like in charge of like the biggest gaming crossover of all time.
Right? So of course he's gonna have everything.
Yeah. But he ended it with Amiibo.
Oh, actually, that reminds me of something. So Fallout isn't out of nowhere because Sakurai has wrote in his Sakurai's column about that he's played Fallout and enjoys it, just like he did with Persona. So now people are going and scrubbing through to be like, oh, what are all the games? And now he even said like it's not, you know.
But like Minecraft feels like an inevitability.
A
little bit of representation because I feel like it's necessary.
I think it'll absolutely get something.
Minecraft is massive.
Whether it's a spirit, whether it's a Mii
Spirit
costume,
would be cool.
Whether it's a playable. I don't think it'll be playable character.
No, I don't think so.
I think it'll be Mii costume, Mii sword fighter.
Yeah, like that could work.
Or
with the song,
Mii fighter with blocks in each hand.
No,
whack you with a dirt brick.
I feel like it's going to be like a Mii costume song thing.
Yeah.
It's like a remix.
Yeah. Or
like
even, well, no, because we didn't get a remix for Cuphead. It could even just be one of the originals.
But Minecraft songs aren't that, like fighter
Fair enough.
type thing. But, like, if you could get one of those nostalgic songs, like What Hands or that type, and it's like, people would go nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Especially your sister.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Amiibo showed off the Joker Amiibo, which looks incredible.
Yo, so smart doing the flames there.
Of the
We've come
Arsene.
so far since Link's peace stand.
And it's just like the facial, like...
Looks good.
Looks good. And then...
Hero. With a bent sword. But hey, it is what it is. It's a prototype.
It's a bit of a downgrade from Joker, but...
A little bit.
That basically
he still has really nice material on the clothing, though. If you look at, like, the material, like, we've come so far where it's, like, the chainmail is, like, chainmail, and then his leather tunic, like, you look at it and it's, like, there's, like... a fabric to it, right? Like, it looks good.
So that means Banjo's coming, Terry's coming.
Yep.
Byleth. And then Min-Min, probably. Min-Min's going to be weird. I don't know how they're going to do Min-Min.
Oh, do you know what people pointed out? Her footing is the same as Simon's.
What's Simon's?
Like, the way her feet are is the same as Simon's.
Oh.
And so what they'll probably do is the exact same thing. Do you remember how Simon is? His feet are off the base. His feet are totally off the base, so it'll just be little like stands connecting the feet.
But like, I mean, with the arms.
They'll probably just do it the same way as they did.
I think Beat mentioned, I don't know who it was.
Because remember, Simon hit like the whip goes out and then touches the body again. So you could do something similar because it's like crossing herself, right? So connect it all the way for most of the body and then solid, or they could have fun with it and make it like Guardian Amiibo, sort of springy, sort of you can move it around.
Springy. But yeah, that was it, and we're gonna be playing it tonight.
Yep. We'll wait. will be vehemently looking for the DLC.
Oh yeah. When do you think 7's coming?
I thought they'd announce it with this, but they basically said right away, nope, we're not doing it here. So I think it'll be at the next Nintendo Direct.
In September?
That I cannot tell you.
I don't know. I just want...
Right now, Nintendo's very keen on shadow drops. So
Yeah.
I think it might even be just like... It'll just be whenever.
They probably had a huge plan for E3.
They could have also not. And might have just been like breathing a sigh of relief that we're like, oh, now we really don't have to rush it. Oh, thank God.
But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, moving on from that.
Yep.
Animal Crossing is getting a huge update on
Yeah.
Friday. Super excited for this. Diving's coming back.
Thank God, I love diving.
And it's so seamless too, because you remember in New Leaf where you had to like stop and then go
walk, get to there, go into diving mode. Now it's just like yeet. I love it.
New sea creatures coming.
Yes.
Starfish, that type of stuff.
There's the garden eels
Yeah.
you can get.
We probably just saw like a little bit of it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
wonder
sure.
if they're going to add like a third thing to them.
Considering the tabs, there's 2 tabs
like
and
the
a
whole thing,
giant.
yeah.
Are paintings there now too?
No.
No, they're not. Okay, so it'll probably be a 3rd tab.
Pascal's coming back with his sound advice, his wisdom.
Yeah, he's constantly stoned. He is stoned out of his mind.
And you'll be able to get underwater DIY recipes.
Nice.
And I just made like a underwater room
There
in my
you
house.
go.
So
Perfect.
perfectly timed. And then Gulliver is appearing in a pirate outfit,
Yeah.
which might just be like a summer. You get summer stuff.
It could
from
be
him.
a summer variant, or it could just be a new way you can get him to come.
Yeah.
You know, if he's in a different outfit, maybe he's in a different persona, if you will. You know, I mean, heck, maybe they'll even bring back Space Gulliver from
That'd be cool.
Wild World there, where
Yeah,
it's
like
like you'll see the
UFO.
UFO and you shoot it down, right?
That'd be cool.
Who knows, right? So we'll have to see.
And then Summer Update Wave 2 is coming out in August, which is just the next month, which I think I like. If they're going to be doing this from like month to month instead of like, oh, here's this.
Yeah, this
stuff.
is the better way to go.
'Cause,
Absolutely.
Like, even in June, I'm like, I know the wedding stuff's like, but who cares about the wedding stuff? I want to know what's coming
I
next.
didn't know anybody who cared about the wedding stuff.
I did get some of the stuff, but like, at a point earlier this month, I was like kind of getting burnt out and like seeing like this update coming next month.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I haven't played it for a while, but honestly, this diving update will definitely make me come
Yeah.
back in because I'm like, I love the diving. So
I'm looking forward to all like the data mine stuff still coming.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
The
cafe and stuff.
the farming, like that's like going to be
That's
a huge
gonna be a
one.
big one.
Yeah.
that's gonna be so cool.
Yeah, can't wait for that. But yeah, looking forward to that. Then on Friday,
Oh yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles is getting a Tetris 99 theme.
So I don't know if you know what happens at the beginning of Xenoblade.
I played it.
Do you remember what happened to Mumkar?
I don't even remember who Mumkar is.
He's the guy with the 2 claws and the ugly
Oh, yeah.
face.
Yeah.
And remember how he falls down and then all the mechons shine lasers at him
Yeah.
all at the same time? That is literally Tetris 99.
It is. It came full circle.
It's so funny.
I like how the menu on the side is the Monado.
Yeah. No, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing to get all these Tetris themes for games that do not remind you of Tetris at all, but I like it.
Yeah, just it's more of like a crossover. It's like
Yeah.
to get the attention of the players who downloaded it for free
Yeah.
type thing.
Nice.
All right, no.
There's a new Metal Slug game coming out. To mobile. From Tencent.
We didn't. You took the Pokemon stuff up,
Yeah, because we did it last week.
did we?
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't do the Snap stuff.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
Remember, I gave you Snap because of the fact that it came out? No, we did. The only new
Okay.
thing was Pokemon Unite. And I'm not talking about that trash.
no.
No.
You're not looking forward to it?
No. It's literally only so they can release a Pokemon game in China. Literally. That's it.
Yikes.
Regular Pokemon games aren't allowed to release there.
Yikes.
And then, you know what releases there? Freaking billions of MOBAs. For some reason, they love it.
But yeah, back to Metal Slug.
So this, some people are disappointed, but this was confirmed last year. And when they did it, they confirmed 3 things at the same time. Metal Slug on mobile, a new Metal Slug on console, and King of Fighters 15. That was confirmed last year. So this is the first one where we see it. And it's like, people are like, oh, but it's like, don't worry. There's a new real one coming.
Wasn't that the bad one that came out earlier this year?
No. That's not Metal Slug. That's Contra.
Oh, right. Yeah.
No,
okay.
no, that's Contra. No, there's not been a bad Metal Slug.
Yet.
Well, no, not really, because Metal Slug is... Because it's SNK. SNK still makes that quality. The only possibly bad thing was there was Metal Slug characters in some bad SNK fighting games. But then again, you're still playing a fighting game as a Metal Slug character, which is freaking rad, right? So, yeah. It actually looks really good, though, like, graphic-wise. I know some people aren't a fan of Fio's redesign. Have you seen that?
Maybe?
Okay, so I'm going to type in Fio Metal Slug. She's very popular.
I probably have seen this.
So this is Fio.
Yeah.
She's like this character, right? Oh boy, great artwork I'm getting as I scroll through. Except in one game where she looks super stoned out of her mind, which is hilarious. But they released the new one here. So it's Metal Slug. What was it called again? Code J. She looks now like Futaba, right? And some people aren't a big fan of the fact that she went from like nerdy sort of girl to e-girl, you know? Yeah. Whereas Marco and Tarma look the exact same.
They do.
Right? Like, they even have the weird chin and everything, right? Whereas Eri, well, you know what? Her redesign is fine because that's kind of her personality. But Fio looks neither stoned nor anime. So people don't like it as much. They just make her look like an e-girl. So, yeah, like people like this version of Fio more, right? But it is, again, it's by Tencent. It's China. China doesn't like anime. They like things to be League of Legends. So, it is what it is.
Are you going to play it?
No.
No?
Well, I might, because what I'm probably going to do is what I do with any time a new mobile game is announced. I'm going to download it to my computer and plug in a gamepad.
Oh, okay.
Because that works real good. I use that to play the Mega Man X mobile game. The new one, the X Dive. Yo, it works perfectly. I love it. That's another thing. You can get Android emulators. And you can play some games on there now that were locked to it. Other things, Bloodstained Curse the Moon 2, as well as Azure Striker Gunvolt 3 were both confirmed by Inti Creates. Those are real good. Inti's still going on the train of, damn it, if we can't make a Castlevania or a Mega Man, we'll make our own. And they're continuing them on.
There you go.
Right? Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2 has every character from the original, and also adds Dominique from the original Bloodstained. It adds a gunslinger bald guy, and it adds a corgi in a mech. That's a good thing. Azure Striker Gunvolt 3 has a new playable character and is a proper conclusion to like the arc of it. Next up, the Warden from that's what I was looking at, where I was looking at the times there. Just saying, like, yeah, we're 6 o'clock roughly.
Cool.
The Warden from what's the game? For Honor, is coming to Samurai Showdown. Which
I was talking to this with Beat, and I'm like, this is pretty weird. But he's like, oh, people love For Honor.
Well, For Honor is loved in Japan, and not only that, they treat it like a fighting game. Yeah. Like, it released with, like, a mode where it's, like, 10 versus 10 team battles, and, like, where you're fighting, like, mooks and getting stuff. And it's, like, those modes died a month after release because everyone was into the 1v1. The actual 1v1 fighting... I've
seen the gameplay, and it looks
people
awesome.
love the 1v1 fighting. Yeah. So much so, I think, with the update where they added the Chinese Dynasty stuff, they, like, have basically said, we're not supporting the 5v5 mode anymore.
There you go.
We're focusing on 1v1 and 2v2. So if you want to do doubles, you can do doubles, right? Yeah, so that's cool, because honestly, he even just looks like a Dark Souls, like,
he does.
Character. Like, he looks like, to me, an original character who could fit into Samurai Showdown.
Yeah.
Just a big, bulky Western knight. The fact he speaks Japanese, bit weird. I guess because everyone does, because even, like, like Galford and, like, Charlotte, like, these Western characters are still speaking Japanese. Like, oh, okay. But yeah, that's a cool pick. I like that. That's a good, one of those SNK crossovers that makes you go, huh. Yeah. And I like it. Also, announcement of more Neo Geo Pocket Color ports to the Switch. So I really like that because that's a console that nobody owned. Like that and like the Wonder Swan. Those were like Game Boy competitors that died. So the fact that they're like saving the games by letting you buy them on the Switch, even if I'm never going to play them, the fact that they're saved makes me happy. There was actually a Sonic game on the Neo Geo Pocket Color. Like an original Sonic game. So like I want those saved. They're not amazing games. They're pretty like they're kind of between Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance. More advanced than the Game Boy Color, but less advanced than the Game Boy Advance. Like it's a little kind of in the middle there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just like the fact that they are getting those. Next up, MEDABOTS is getting a classic collection for the Switch. It is 8 games in 1, which is a lot because they're RPGs. That's like 8 Pokemon games because they're all like collect and trade style ones, right? But here's the interesting thing. It's available in 2 versions. So literally, I'll just show you here. It's being available in, they're called Kawagata version and Kabuto version. Basically, you'll understand when I show you. Basically, this version and this version.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because half the games are like split in half. So like they're like Pokemon Red and Blue, right? So if you were to get the Kabuto version, you'll get all the games where it is the Kabuto version of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you get the Kawagata version, you'll get the Kawagata version of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So they literally just took all the games and like you get one of them, but like you get the whole series, but one version of them. So like you still get all the games, but you still get like the one version, which is interesting because that's kind of one way that people were thinking. Could we get the like the Mega Man Battle Network collection? Because that's like 6 games, but they're split in half. There's 2 versions for each of them, right? How can we do that? You make two collections with, you know, one half being, you know, this version, this version, this version. One half being this version, this version, this version. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, yeah. I bought it. Because the idea of having 8 Japanese RPGs, like, and they're Game Boy to Game Boy Advance. So, like, they're classic, right? So...
Medarot?
So in Japanese, they're called Medarot.
Oh.
Because it's metal robot.
Oh, okay.
So I got the Kawagata version here. So yeah, it's 8 games. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like all the main games up to 5. And then the Game Boy Advance remake of 2, which is the version that we got in the West. The fighting game. And then the top-down Fire Emblem strategy game. So, like, that's pretty cool that we're getting, like, all of these, you know, like, this collection, right? I hope it comes to the West. There is no chance it'll come to the West. There's no way. But it's nice that it's you know, this collection here. I'm a big fan of classic collections on the Switch.
I can tell.
just to have... Like, I bought the Sega Genesis collection, and it's, like, freaking 60 games. It's like, oh, I love it.
You're going to play them, though?
There's a lot I do want to play from there. Like, I want to play the Streets of Rage games and stuff. Speaking of, so Capcom said, hey, we're looking partners for the Mega Man Battle Network 20th anniversary. Who wants to partner with us? The only thing I want from that is the Battle Network collection. Like, everything else is like, whatever. But, like, yeah, because we got the Game Boy Advance games from the Zero collection, right? So they have... And that even has multiplayer. It has the online Z Chaser mode. So, like, just give us 1 through 6. And give us for, like, 5 and 6. Only those ones really need it. Give us online battles for that. Right? And even, like, if I bought them on the Wii U. On the Wii U version, if you go and actually go to the multiplayer mode, it'll say, trying to connect, did not connect. And then you go into your items, and all the multiplayer exclusive items are given to you.
Oh.
So they updated it, so now you can complete the game without ever having multiplayer.
Okay.
So, like, they've already considered, like, how can we make it so that you can get those items that were multiplayer only? So, like, I would hope that they keep that up and are just, like, you know, here's a collection, but I do hope they include at least multiplayer for it, because the multiplayer community for Battle Network is still going. There's still tournaments for it. Like, it's pretty big. So, and finally, the last thing, The World Ends With You is getting an anime. Do you know what The World Ends With You is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's canon to Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, yeah.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. Everything's canon to Kingdom Hearts.
Yep. So it's...
Be surprised if real life is canon to Kingdom Hearts.
Well,
let's not get into it.
I'm not going to get into that. I was going to seriously talk about theories and stuff. So, this is really good because that game has an amazing style, and I think it'd work really well if they take it and actually make it, like, fit this. Like, if they keep the style of it and don't change the art style, if they keep it, it'll look really good. So, why are you laughing right now?
It's stupid Kingdom Hearts.
You're just thinking about Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, it's just stupid.
It's so great. I love it. All right, then. When we get back, then, from our break, we'll go grab some drinkies. We'll go for a bit of a walk, because, hey, movement is good. And when we get back, we'll be doing our foreign exchange, talk about our next one, head to the questions, and go into spoiler time. So we will see you then.
And the Min Min.
Oh, and Min Min, right. Yeah, then we'll do that right away. I mean, well, the Min Min stuff will probably go up on YouTube before this, so we'll see. Yeah, we will see you all when we get back.
Bye.
And we are back. Hello.
We're back already.
We're back already.
Wow, that didn't take very long.
Didn't take long. We didn't have too much of a break. We kind of just went on because I showed him my 8-bit do adapter and I showed him how it works, and he's like,
And
wow.
I ordered it.
Yeah, and he ordered it, and it was on flash sale on Amazon. We got real lucky, so he's gonna get to play all them games with a controller. Because I don't know how anyone plays games with a keyboard. That hurts.
Except shooters. I get shooters.
No, like actually, I saw one setup that people do where they'll hold the controller like this to move and this to aim, like left hand on the movement, and then you can do stuff here, and then right hand like this. I've seen even people do that because I hate keyboard. The only thing keyboard works for in my eyes is games where you type a lot. And even then, like, I literally, like, if I'm playing Final Fantasy 14, I will play with a controller. And then when it comes to typing, I'll put it down and start typing, and then pick my controller back up, right? Because I hate it. It hurts my hands. Anyways, foreign exchange time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
one is much longer than the other.
one is much longer than the other. In fact, all of what you did was the whole game was longer than a fraction of each of the things I looked at. So,
Who wants to go first, son?
I think you will, because you looked at it first.
Sure. So I played Pokemon Snap over here on original N64 hardware.
Yes, the entirety of it.
Yes.
All 63 caught. Game 100% completed.
Yeah, I am looking forward to the new one now. I get why it was fun, like even as an old relic of a game.
Yeah.
It wasn't very long. Didn't have too much to it, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I love the arcadiness of it.
Yeah.
Because as you go back to the levels, you try and mold the environment to get the best scores.
Mm-hmm.
How can you, for example, stall the Pokemon to get closer to them? How can you get them to do the pose in the right angle? How can you find these secret ones? Like the balloon Pikachu is rare, but Pikachu riding an Articuno is like an even rarer version that you can get if you do these exact events perfectly, and I love that.
It's on rails, but it doesn't feel restrictive.
No, for sure, because you can
yeah.
speed up, slow down, like through different ways. The only thing that sucks is Goldeen. Remember?
Yeah.
Trying to get Goldeen, just random.
Well, you were getting Gyarados, and it like appeared twice when you were doing that.
Yeah, so Gyarados is another one where it's like you need to get really creative with. I never knew how to find it as a kid.
I hope those
Big secrets
are in the new
I
one.
hope they're back. Yeah. Well, I mean, in the trailer they showed the Magikarp getting picked up by a Pidgeot or Pidgeotto, where it just like swoops in and grabs it. Or it's Pidgeot, yeah. It swoops in and grabs it. So it's like I hope there's like interactions and all that.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much to say, other than it's really good. Yeah. I appreciate that you got me to play it.
I'd say graphically holds up pretty good too.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Like it looks nice.
Music was good.
Music was bangers all around.
Yeah. The environments, the levels were cool.
Varied, for sure.
Yeah, there was the old version of Jinx there, which was kind
of... because on the Wii U version, it's a ROM hack that makes her skin purple. But on the N64 one, the episodes featuring that Jinx are banned in North America now. Because it's, never understood as a kid the controversy, but now I look at it and go,
stinky.
That's not good.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Professor Oak looked mad at me every time I.
That's just his face.
He looks mad. Why is he mad?
That's just how he looks. Because you're close. Wonderful.
You probably practice that voice.
Oh, dude, so much. I mean, I've probably played through that game 12, 13 times.
Wow. It's an easy game to play.
You can literally play it in the morning and finish it and you have a whole day left. It's shorter than some of the Transformers movies.
I do hope in the new one that there's more depth.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we said, there's 63 in the game, and I'm pretty sure there's 50 in the trailer already, and that's for two environments.
Imagine having all 800 Pokemon.
I don't think it'll be that much, but even if
they have Gen 8 ones in there.
Yeah, there's a lot, but even if it's 300 of them, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think it'll be a full price game?
I don't I think it might be a slightly discounted game. Like for us, our games are normally $80. I think this one might be a 60 or 55.
Okay.
So slightly discounted.
I'd like it to be full price, but like have that content there to warrant it.
It could also just be download only too.
Maybe
there's a chance it could be a $30 download only game.
Or it has a cart and a case.
No, because remember Switch tax, because those carts cost money. If they could even do $30 digital.
Oh no, I mean like if it was full price, it would have that cart and case.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Did you get any good childhood memories playing it?
Well, now that I think about it, like I watched a few episodes of the Pokemon anime when I was a kid.
Did it remind you of that?
Yeah, kind of.
Do you know the main?
It's a time when Pokemon was actually good, and that's the feeling I like.
Okay, fair enough.
Sorry, like it's just
That's
I know
fair.
we're on both 2 pages regarding Pokemon, but like back then when it wasn't like what it is now. It's a feel good game.
Okay. Yep.
That is not replicated anymore today.
Okay. Well, with the new one.
Yeah. Who knows?
Let's see. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So I looked at the Uncharted games. I gave 2 hours to each of them, with the exception of A Lost Legacy. I only gave that an hour and a half.
Oof.
Because I I got to the point where I'm like, okay, I get what this is doing. I finished one of the towers in that one.
Oh, okay.
So I got the loop of that one. So Uncharted 1.
Yeah, let's go game by game.
Jank.
Oh yeah, it's
Uncharted 1.
broken.
I didn't like it too much.
Yeah.
I thought not too many enemies. I broke the game a couple times. Too many enemies. The platforming was good, but it was definitely unpolished.
I forgot how many enemies they throw at you.
Tons of them.
It's just like, bro.
Waves and waves and waves. So that's where I was like, at first I was like, this is good, but
It was like one of the very first PS3 games.
Yeah,
so.
and you can tell.
Yeah.
I did like how it threw them into the story. Almost like no leading up. It's just, you're going in. Mm-hmm. That's kind of nice. Uncharted 2. Major improvements all around.
People consider it like the best sequel of all time.
It is improved in every regard. The platforming is smoother. The inclusion of the swinging is a nice mechanic there. Gunplay feels better, but the better thing is better level design for fights and less huge wave after wave after wave after wave. You still get ones where you'll fight like 2 or 3 waves, but they'll usually there'll be a lot less enemies and more about just being strategic about it.
And the thing with like the environments and the level design is that you can actually see where you can go. Because I remember when you played in the first one.
Though occasionally I still got a little bit, but definitely nowhere like the first one.
Yeah. And then the environments are, because you played until where was it? The city.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's one thing I liked. I actually way prefer Uncharted in cities.
Oh, really?
I love when you're doing the urban crawling stuff. I love that. I think that's so cool. And I was happy that I got a little bit of that in each game so far.
Well, how about the characters?
I'll get to that at the end.
Okay.
Because I want to go through the games first and then talk about them. So then Uncharted 3, not as big of an improvement from 1 to 2 than it is 2 to 3.
Couldn't really.
However, it is improved.
Yeah.
It did feel better.
Even when I was watching you play, it was like I could get that you were like way more comfortable with the fighting.
Absolutely.
Because it was way more
and
smoothed out.
3 fixed my one problem I still had with 2, which is the melee combat. The melee combat was terrible in 1. It was better in 2, and then 3 and onward, it's like they got it. Yeah. They got it down. Square to attack, triangle to counter, circle to grab. Perfect. You got it, right? So that one definitely was where it was like, you can tell they were comfortable with it. They were comfortable with sort of the systems. They knew what they did. It's just another polish on the game before. I did like playing as little baby Drake.
Yeah.
That was really nice. I did like the tie-ins with, going back. Because like game 1, it was about Francis Drake. Game 2 was then, okay, now we're going away a little bit. Game 3, it's like, okay, we're back to
This is the
Drake.
one I was referencing. Like, this is the one about the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. That also featured Mega Karen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll talk about her later.
Oh, boy. 4.
4. This is the one I don't know anything about
So
your experience with.
I can definitely see that this is now built for a new system.
Oh, yeah.
And so, while there's a lot of stuff that they kept, I was a little thrown off by like, okay, I played 3 games with the same control scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Now here comes 4, and it's like, surprise, triangle to reload. What? Okay. But still, it was close enough that I was still able to get to grips with it fairly quickly. And I was like, okay, one small change in my mind, this button to reload instead, and it ended up working out just fine.
I noticed like your like reference to like, oh, here's the video playing and all that, but like you were surprised that I did watch the beginning of 4.
Oh yeah, 4. I was like, oh, here's where it's an FMV,
And then
it
started the game.
and then the game starts like, oh no, we're playing. It actually is just a case of it. As I played a bit more, I'm like, okay, you can like there are still the videos. However,
You can't
the
notice it.
transitions are near flawless.
They switch when the camera angle
Yep.
switches.
The only thing that made me notice was when it was baby Drake again with his brother. His model in the cutscene is like this really nicely rendered kid model, and then it switches to gameplay, and this ugly gremlin kid model it comes out. It's like, oh yeah, we're still in the well, the PS4 looks good. You still gotta change out between the cutscene models and then the gameplay models there, which are you can see the difference.
It is a mid PS4 game.
Yes.
Yeah. And then Lost Legacy.
Well, no, not yet.
Oh.
The addition of the hook shot
Oh,
sort
yeah,
of thing.
the hook.
The hook there. The only problem I had with it, because I loved it, the only problem I had was when you get it, Drake's like, oh yeah, I use this thing all the time. I'm like, no, you didn't.
Yeah, that's a bit of a weird.
Everyone else did for you. Or they were there. You never used these yourself. That was not a thing. And then Lost Legacy.
Yeah.
So Lost Legacy, if I'm correct, that was DLC for
Yeah.
4, but it could also be a standalone game. Yeah. So the only big change for this one was the open world part of it, which
That was, like, the big
I
thing.
did hear about, where it turns into an open world game. It changes up so that it is, instead of a hallway like the other Uncharted games, where it's pretty much, you have like one path with little branching
it's like
things off
scripted.
of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's very much like sometimes you go there and then back, right? But for the most part, it's like a straight line. Whereas this, it gives you the big open field.
world Uncharted,
and you
which
can,
is-
pick where you want to go first. You drive. Was that in the base Uncharted 4?
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
like a
because the
section
boat at
later
the
on.
beginning. There's the boat at the beginning too. So there's stuff there, but it really focuses on like, you have your Jeep, you drive around.
Like even in like, this is a side note, but in The Last of Us, there's like a semi-open world almost.
Okay, yeah. So no, it's that was a good change up of the formula. I guess the only thing though, is by making it open world though, it's sort of like every single room in the previous Uncharted games was crafted to be something, right? There's maybe 1 or 2 sections where you're just walking for walking's sake. There's a couple areas where it was just like, okay, I mean, I'm just driving because I need to drive, right? Like there's distance between everything, which then gives you sections where it's just driving.
They also talk a lot.
Okay.
But again, like you need to.
So this is actually something about 4 that I didn't like that much. 4 changed it so that instead of the banter happening just on its own, you had to click on them to initiate the banter, and then you wouldn't be able to jump. So, like, in the other ones, it would literally be, you would just be platforming around, they'd be doing their banter. But in this one, you'll see a talk icon appear, you press the button, and then it's like, okay, now you can talk, but you can't move because you can't platform while they're talking, and then the talking's done, then you can continue. I really liked I think it was like 1 and 2, where the banter would just start, and then if you get too far apart, they change over to radio.
Yeah.
Like, I really like that. So I was like, maybe that's a loading thing.
They fixed that. Like, I'm talking about Last of Us a lot because, like, it's the Naughty Dog game.
Yeah.
But, like, they fixed that where it's, like, they do have that, like, press triangle to talk more. But you can still do stuff.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
And like even like these dialogue events, but then it, like something happens and it gets cut off naturally,
Yeah.
right?
So let's talk about the characters then.
Cool.
Nathan Drake
Nathan Drake
is about what I expected.
Yeah.
Kind of the pluckish, roguey type, kind of, wisecracking. I will say he seems incredibly invincible. He seems like you can do whatever you want to him. And he'll just be like, surprise, I was wearing body armor and I'm fine. Or
he falls like an incredible distance.
or like he'll like you see this stuff happen and
he's like, oh, that kind of hurt.
And he's like, oh, it kind of hurt. And it's like, you should be dead.
Sully? Or are you
that's about it for Nathan Drake, honestly. I mean, other than I like his kind of, he's really into like, yo, I have a cool ancestor. I can't get over, like, my friend is actually a descendant of Francis Drake. Like, that's a real thing. Yeah, there's not much to him. He's a good character, but he's not
like if you play these games more, there's more that goes into the story. But
so Sully at first, I was like, because it doesn't really establish, well, what are these guys' relationship until 3, and then that intro scene happens with 3, and you're like, okay.
I remember you loving it.
I loved it, and I'm like, okay, that makes everything in 1 and 2 so much better. And so much so that, like, when I got to 4 and I'm like, I hit 2 hours, but Sully's over in the castle there, I want to get to Sully first. So I played extra long on 2 there to get to Sully, because I wanted to, right, to get that reunion there, because like I like him as a character a lot, right? Definitely, a character that really foils nicely, kind of the elder thief mentor, right? Like, but he's a wisecracking sort of guy, right?
I love his jokes in 2.
Everything that he says is kind of sexual sounding though, which was true, and I like that they brought that up later, because it's like
how you basically guessed all of his jokes before they actually happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
Elena.
So I've only seen her twice.
She is in 2 and 3.
In 1, and then when they're married in 4. So it felt like the relationship went a little quickly, but that's just because I didn't finish them there. I didn't get enough.
Yeah, that's fair.
I didn't get enough for her.
So let's go game by game.
Okay, because there's no one really else that I can.
In 1?
I didn't.
Well, what about in 2? I don't remember his name.
Who?
The guy in 2 that you go on the heist with?
Who?
The British guy in 2.
That's 3.
What was he in 2 then?
He wasn't in 3. I mean, he wasn't in 2.
Okay, you know who I'm talking about though, right?
Cutter.
No, in 2. The guy you go on that heist with in the museum? You don't remember him? He was like a major part of that part you played.
I don't, honestly.
Don't. Like he says like, oh, there's a guy above you, and there's a guy below you.
The guy who betrays you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a jerk. I threw him out of my memory.
Oh, okay.
I just...
But I like that joke.
I got him right away where it was like, oh yeah, that joke's hilarious. Yeah, I knew right away he was going to betray me and be a villain. So I was like, it just threw him out of my memory. Didn't feel much. He's a conniving British type. No,
there's a lot of characters that are like, play
now, the British guy in 3, I liked a lot more. Jason Statham there.
Yeah.
He really looks like him. And he's
claustrophobic.
Super claustrophobic. Which is kind of a nice random sort of character thing. No, he was good. I liked him. And I liked how at the beginning, like, I really thought that was like, I'm like, oh my God, like, what's happening here? Like, they got shot. It's like, surprise. It's all an act.
And Chloe.
I like Chloe a lot.
Yeah?
I do. Though, honestly, I seriously thought it was going to be, Elena was going to be one game and then Chloe with the rest, right? I thought that was going to be a thing with the rest, but it's like, no, I guess not because I didn't play enough. But no, I like her a lot. Now, I will say, as a main character, she's a little bit too understated.
In 2, she gets a lot more. She's not in 3.
No, but I'm talking about in 4.
Oh, in 4.
So, like not in 4,
well,
but
she's barely in
Lost Legacy. No, in a Lost Legacy. I mean. In, like, when she's...
What do you mean then?
Like, she's too understated. As a main, so what I mean is, as Nathan Drake, he's he's always talking and making these quips, and it keeps going.
Okay.
And his commentary provides information, whereas I felt Chloe more, her commentary was a little bit too observational. It was just, well, all right then. Or little bits of stuff where it's like, she'll just be like, well, that shows them. Where Drake would be like, ha, shows you guys. Oh, bam, it was just like college again. I knocked your heads open. Boom, bam, rock it. Hey, Sully, you see that? Yeah, Drake, I saw it. Great job, bud. Where with Chloe and then with Laura Bailey, whose name I don't remember. Nadine, it was just like, well, all right, we did that. Yeah, you did, you stupid bitch. I hate you. I'm Laura Bailey. And I don't think Laura Bailey was a good choice for Nadine. Because I just hear Laura Bailey.
She's a lot better in 4.
Than in The Lost Legacy?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Because honestly, Nadine there...
Well, she's in 4. She's the main antagonist in 4.
What, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Well, she's... There's another guy.
Okay. But she's in 4. I didn't
characters,
know.
Well, Sam.
We'll get to that, but I just want to say about Nadine there. I did feel, and this is, I guess, talking a bit about... like some of the controversies that's happening right now, I do think getting Laura Bailey to voice her was a bad choice because of the fact that she doesn't sound like the character that I'm looking at. Mm-hmm. She sounds like Lucina doing a British accent.
Okay.
That it took me out of it a bit. I do feel like, and this, I mean, it's a problem with AAA game, like with English voice acting. They want to get the big name English voice actors. Of course, you want to get Laura Bailey and Troy Baker and, all these, the big name ones. I killed Yuri Lowenthal a couple times in these games. I always hear him everywhere.
That's weird how you can tell.
Oh, I can tell
That's
immediately.
Weird.
Dude, it's Yosuke.
Sure, but like you can tell
I can
by
tell
like a little
from
bit of a
his
yell.
Screams. Absolutely. But it took me out a bit where I'm just like, if you're going to get a character who is this like, ethnic insurgent, get someone. Mm-hmm. Get someone who fits that. Don't just get Laura Bailey and put her in that role. I didn't like that too much. Okay, so Sam.
His character obviously goes through a lot.
Oh, I'm sure.
In this game, but
I will just say Sam has forgotten anime brother syndrome. And this happens a lot in media, where whenever they're like, surprise, you have a brother. And all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, my brother, I love him so much. It's like, you've not talked about him for 800 hours. He has never come up.
Yeah.
I call it Sabo syndrome. Because in One Piece, they make a big deal about Ace and Luffy are brothers, right? And it's a long time where it's like, yeah, my brother, I love him. And then, like, after hours and hours, it's like, surprise, there was a third brother. It's like, what? And he's like, yeah, Sabo. I thought he died, but okay, I guess he's here. And it's like, so you've never talked about him this whole time. And, like, we're just supposed to accept that this has been a thing? Like, I mean, that's going to happen with Vin Diesel in the next Fast and Furious, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where his Virgil brother, Virgil John Cena brother, like, and I'm just like, I don't know.
You got to suspend your disbelief a little bit.
You
just got to assume that.
But even if there was just a one-off quote somewhere.
Yeah, I wish that too.
Right? Just one small thing. Even, what would be even better? When they re-released the PS4 versions, they added like a letter
for
that
what?
Like in the PS4 versions of the PS3 games.
Okay.
Where it's like you find a letter somewhere where it's like, or like one line of dialogue where Nate says like, oh yeah, it reminds me of my brother Sam. One thing, right?
Yeah.
One small thing to tie it in. Just because it really does come out of absolute nowhere and they make it seem like such a big thing. And I was a bit confused with the continuity of meeting Sully. Because it's like when he's young, I assumed literally that young Nathan Drake then was just like adopted by Sully at that point, basically. Ran away from the orphanage, went to Columbia, did the thing, and then they stuck together doing stuff together. But then you go to 4 and Sam's like, I didn't like that Sully guy. And it's like, so how often did you see...
He's probably got met Sully, then Sam came back into his life a
right,
bit.
It's a bit confusing where it's like it goes in and out of like knowing Sully, being away from... And it's like it felt very nice and easy in 3. He was in an orphanage, he got picked up by Sully, they went on adventures, and now they're there. Now it's like, well, now he also has an older brother. And it's like, well, then I like almost kind of wish that it was like done it a bit differently so that it wasn't as confusing with like, it's just like, what, was he not always with Sully? Was he sometimes there, sometimes not?
Mm-hmm.
Did Sam join Sully for stuff? Because it sounds like he knows him a bit, but not really. So it's like, that was a bit confusing, and I thought for the continuity of it, at least from what I saw, I was like, I'm a bit confused with how it kind of went, the timeline, if you will. But otherwise, in general, I enjoyed these. Minus one. Didn't like one too much. And from when I talked with a couple people, they're like, yeah, I don't like one. They're like you can almost entirely skip it and be fine.
Yeah, I guess.
Right? Like you could just hop in, because like there's almost no introduction to the characters in one. Mm-hmm. It's just like you hop in. It's like, hi, I'm Nate. This is Sully. We're on an adventure. Here's Elena. Like you hop right in, right? So I definitely think 2, 3. I think in general, what I liked is I like 3 the most.
Okay.
Then 2, then 4, then The Lost Legacy.
And then 1.
And then 1 at the end, yeah.
Okay.
I think my problem with The Lost Legacy is Lost Legacy, though, did feel a little bit like it was... Like, I could tell it was DLC. Mm-hmm. It felt literally like I'm climbing up this one tower, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is literally like... Hey, here's a climbing challenge that we made for DLC. Like, it felt like that, right?
Oh, yeah. What takes place during the events of 4.
Yeah, and it even felt like, here's like a combat room challenge, right? Like, it felt like a string of DLC challenges. Okay. Which, I mean, that's what it is. But I can definitely feel it, right?
But there is like a section after the open world that goes back into the traditional hallway stuff. So.
And another thing is... And this is something that I guess is a problem, and I talk about this a bit in when I played 4 there, but especially in Lost Legacy. 1, 2, and 3 remind me of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, where they really feel like super timeless. As in, they're not talking about anything, and I hate to use this word, but... Like, they don't feel like they're like, they could take place in the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, the 2050s, the 70s. They really feel like they're out of time.
Yeah.
Right?
They feel like Indiana Jones, almost.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, aside from Indiana Jones fights Nazis, but I mean, that's not different from nowadays, I guess. You got people doing that in the streets all the time. But versus when I got to... 4, and especially Lost Legacy, where when I got to the war section at the beginning of Lost Legacy, I was a bit like, is this going to go more towards, this is like, instead of the going for the magical stuff, is this going to be like a political sort of thing?
Well, the thing with 4, like, so 1, 2, and 3 deals with like, are you planning to play these games?
Not much, no.
No? Okay, well, 1, 2, and 3, they at the end of the games, they deal with like the magical stuff, right? Like,
I knew that, yeah.
Like, 1 deals with zombies.
Yep.
2 deals with like these Yeti things.
Yeah.
And then 3 deals with eternal youth.
Yeah.
In the water. 4 has none of this magic stuff.
None.
It's basically it's strictly like this guy has a deep dark secret that he wanted to hide, and you find
there's none.
Wow. And it was a big like. I was waiting like, what's the magic part?
Yeah, right.
And just not to say it wasn't disappointing, because the end of 4 is amazing.
Yeah.
But. It was definitely a good subversion of expectation.
Lost Legacy, does it? Because I know they're searching for the Tusk of Ganesh.
I honestly don't remember much of Lost Legacy.
Okay. So that's the thing where I when it got to a more realistic world for 4, I was a little bit bummed. Because
I do like it about that, though, because I feel like it's like, oh, I'm expecting some magic stuff, and like, but like I felt I like the more. I know I was like how more realistic, and like that shouldn't go into video games too much, but I liked how, again, there was no magic element. There was just like these like real consequences for these characters now, right? After like what's happened in 1, 2, 3, right?
Yeah.
That's what I like about 4.
It felt a bit to me, at least a little bit. I'm like, I can feel when The Last of Us happened. You can feel it. It's like it feels like the company at that time just said, look, we need to change how we make games. Where like 1, 2, and 3 are almost cartoony, as soon as you get to 4 and you see the violence start happening, you see a man get shot in the face, and it's not right? Like it's more consequences. I definitely know
what you mean. Yeah.
And that's a little bit where I'm a little bit like, are we ever gonna get the Naughty Dog of yore
I don't
back?
think so.
Because
Last of Us is part 2.
It's huge, right? And so that's why I'm a little bit disappointed. As someone who prefers his games to not dwell in realism as much, I definitely honestly, I don't know if I'd want to play an Uncharted 5 at this point. Just because I feel like, would it be the same if it were to feature, Tomb Raider-esque deaths? Like in Tomb Raider, where you see her get murdered in the throat by rebar.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to see that happen to these characters.
No.
Because we've had all these games where they're fun, lighthearted adventures. I don't want to see that.
And that's why they ended the series there, I think, because it's this is the way they're going. They want to go into a Last of Us direction, but they wanted to wrap up his story with a nice bow. And it does at the end of 4. But yeah.
You know what? At least though, we still have studios we're getting Ratchet and Clank, so it's not a dead concept. These sort of more cartoony PS2 feeling games.
Yeah,
they're not gone. It's just there are less of them. They're going more for the realism. Which, I mean, heck, honestly, my time playing Uncharted 4 though, it went by super fast because most of that wasn't playing. A lot of that was watching.
Yeah, again,
right, it's and I hate to use and I will say, 1, 2, and 3 feel like a movie, but they don't. But they feel like it in the way of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Whereas I felt 4
way more
was a movie, as in there's extended sections where I'm putting down the controller and just sitting back and watching a movie.
Yeah.
Right. So it's different ways of making games. I definitely would say I preferred the tones of especially 2 and 3. And I can see why people like the more grounded, but that's not for me. I'm more of a fan of the classic sort of.
You could even tell in the main menus of 1 to 3 that they're huge, bombastic.
Yeah.
You're on an adventure.
And then
it's just a swinging.
And even the main theme where it's this. Yeah, you're right. It's a somber version of it where it's
But I like that because it's again, you're going through these games.
Yeah.
But then the real consequences start happening.
Fair enough.
All the stuff Drake's done before is starting to catch up with him.
Yep.
Right? So.
Yeah. So in general, I enjoyed it. I definitely appreciate that I looked at it. I enjoyed the platforming a lot.
Mm-hmm.
By the end, just being able to very quickly go through the platforming and just jump.
I liked how you progressively started learning more.
Yeah.
And, you got better at the gunplay and.
Well. As much as I could.
Yo, I liked
aim assist in 4. Thank you very much. That's for me.
I thought you didn't turn on. I remember.
I didn't, but it's naturally on a bit. You can feel it. Also, turning off motion blur.
Yeah.
I hate motion blur in games.
I liked what was going to talk about is how the melee in 3, where it's you kind of just put him over your shoulder.
Yeah. Well, the melee gets good as it with 3 there and into 4. It's
more environmental driven.
This is more environmental. You got the team up attacks, and it's this is really.
There are some moments in the games where I wish you. I know you can get to them in the 2 hours, but if you were to play them and be wow, this is. I understand why these games are so long.
Oh no, I get it right now.
There's some set pieces in these games that are amazing.
And I mean some of the set pieces I did were super cool, right? Yeah. I mean the train, it's so cool, right?
In 4, you're hanging off the back of a Jeep going through mud, shooting enemies. It's so good.
No, I see why people really like it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Cool.
All right.
So. Well, I already know yours.
Yeah, you already know mine because I told you because for the next foreign exchange, yep. It is a movie that we will be watching together, being Promare. We'll be watching it together on camping there.
Yep.
Possibly thinking of bringing my PS4 just for it to be a Blu-ray player.
Okay.
Because, oh man, oh geez, oh it's so good.
Yeah, I've been told to watch it.
And I saw the original version. The Blu-ray is the extended version, so which I've heard is even better. So it's blood, holy crap, that topped Broly for movie experiences in theaters for me. Holy crap. It's so good. I'm getting goosebumps.
I'm looking forward to it then.
I'm getting goosebumps.
And then mine.
What's yours?
So you're gonna have to play it this week, because it's
Yeah.
or like
Play
if you bring your PS4.
Okay.
So
We'll see. I might play it here. We'll just look at the time as it goes on.
of course, it's a PS4 game.
Okay.
Um,
Genre.
that gives it away.
First person?
Yeah,
Doom Eternal?
it is.
Nice, okay.
So this is like, I know your thing with first person shooters.
Yeah.
And this is quite an intense one.
Yeah, so I might do it in do a level, take a break, do a level, take a break.
Yeah.
Not super blind. I did do a quick look of it
Okay.
For the Hellfire commentaries there.
So like, how long are you willing to play it?
2 hours.
Because there is a section I want you. How far did you get in your blind earlier?
We got to the Sanctum, like the hub.
Oh, okay. So you just did like the first level and
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. When you get to the, if you can't, it's totally fine. But I want you to try to get to the 4th level.
That's a lot, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I might even skip cutscenes because I've seen them.
Okay, we'll skip the ones you've seen and then.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good.
Cool.
Give that a look-see.
Make sure to install it and get everything.
Oh
ready
God,
before.
right? Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Playing throughout the games where it's like, oh, it's installing.
Why does that only happen with Western games?
I don't know.
Like
I remember them promoting it a lot earlier. Be like, oh, you can start the game while it's still finishing. That type of thing.
Any Japanese games, like
I don't know.
aside from a day
There
one
must be a
patch,
few.
No, like the only one that had it was Metal Gear Solid 4, which is basically a Western game. So it's like, I don't know why.
5 probably had it a little bit.
It might have. I didn't play it enough to figure it out. But like Final Fantasy didn't have that. Just play it. Just play the damn game. Just play the damn thing. Final Fantasy 15. Play the damn game.
Well, it didn't affect you too much.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Question time.
Time. All right. First off, we have one from Mauricio. Sup, Tanner and Adrian, nothing new. Platinum Final Fantasy VII Remake and Last of Us 2. Wow, that was fast for that one.
That was fast.
Questions. So, 1. With the dream that Persona 4 Golden is finally on Steam, and some PS4 titles are coming to PC in the future, what are some games you want on PC, and what mods do you want on them? Well, can I just say, they're making a Yosuke romance mod for Persona 4 Golden using the files that are in the game that were going to be used. We are not getting any more Persona games on Steam. Atlas is going to hate that when that comes out.
God damn it, Atlas.
They're going to hate that. Oh, man. I just, honestly, any games locked away to, like, the Vita, the PSP, like, these games that are never gonna... Because those consoles are dead. Can we get those brought to a system that won't die?
Yeah, like bring those like that the Uncharted game on, like, that was an Uncharted game you can't play, the Golden Abyss there.
Yeah,
it's
right?
good. It's a solid game.
Yeah,
but it's locked to a system that's dead.
Yeah, no one wants... You can't even get Vita games anymore.
Yeah,
and like you can't even install them on Vita TVs or anything. So it's like there's so many games out there, and it's like you can't play them because they're gone, kind of.
Yeah.
So it's like I want those ones.
Gravity Rush made it.
Yeah, yeah. Like so.
That
yeah.
Little Big Planet game on the Vita there too. It was solid.
So, yeah.
Like, these are solid games. They're not amazing, but they're worth being played at least once, right?
Exactly. So it's sort of like, for me, it's less games that already exist and can be played on something. It's ones that can't. I'd much prefer a game that can't be played on something, brought to the forefront, because I feel like there's so many different games out there that it's like, as long as I can play it on something, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily port bag unless the game is not available on, like, for me to play.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I have all the systems, and there's games I can't play. So I want those ones that I can't actually play otherwise.
Well, that's kind of the thing with, like, not wanting to get, like, games I have on my PS3 on Steam and all that, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't have to risk, like, blowing the power out every time I plug in the PS3, right?
Yeah.
So, trying to, like, I mean, there's a lot of Nintendo games.
I feel like most Nintendo games are in a situation, though, where it's like... So, like, here's the thing. I'm more comfortable buying like a GameCube game and playing it. But here's the other thing. The Wii is so easy to mod and install games on for any Nintendo system before the Wii. GameCube, maybe not N64, that one's a bit iffy. But, Super Nintendo, Nintendo, all of them, where it's sort of like, those are easy enough to just go to a website, download a ROM, and throw it onto your Wii, and play it, like, officially that way.
Yeah.
Where it's, like, not so much with the PSP and the Vita, because it's like, you can emulate them very easily, but that's not official hardware, right? Like, I want, if I'm gonna do piratey stuff, I would like at least to play it on the real hardware. So,
well, with games I want on PC, I like talked about this earlier, like the Metal Gear Solid games on PC, like the 1, 2, 3, and 4. And see mods of those, would be fun.
Yeah. In terms
Persona
of
3, but like you said, that's probably not going to happen anymore.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. In terms of mods, honestly, for the most part, I
haven't really dabbled into it too much, so I can't really...
They're a nice little extra, but I don't do too much with modding. The only mods that I really do are, like, there's like, really fun ones. I mean, like, we just looked at, like, Pepsi Man in Metal Gear Rising. Like, that's fun, but I probably wouldn't install that off the bat, right? Just because it's, like, for me, I want to play the real game.
I am interested in, like, these mods that, like, change up the game, like, all the way through. Like, some sort of, like, handicap or...
See,
variation.
I more prefer mods that are, like, fixing... sort of, okay, like, here's an example. Before, in Bloodstained, you could only select, like, 8 hair colors, and then there was a mod that made it so now you can select an entire chroma wheel of hair colors. Like, that's just an improvement,
I like that,
right?
too.
And then they took that mod, and then they bought it, and now it's going to be added to the game proper.
Cool.
Awesome, right? So, yeah, for me, mods are less about content as much as, like, fixes for stuff. I'm a big fan of, if someone goes through the game and they're like, okay, look, I fixed the color. Like, that's a bad example, but here's an example. Someone made a mod that removes the orange-green color filter from Resident Evil 5. Now, it looks bad, because the game's not made to look like that.
Yeah.
But, like, that's an example where it's like, okay, we went through and we just, made the game look a bit nicer. Or graphic mods, something to just make it look a bit nicer.
Well, one modding area I got really into was Project M.
Yeah.
Because I really like the idea of, like, adding these fan-made things that I would never get into a Smash game.
See, that's where Rivals of Aether comes in.
Yeah, that's why.
Because the character stuff in that is so cool.
Yeah.
There's so many, and stages now, too, where it's like there's so many different ones.
Because, like, I remember when I was modding Project M there, like, we started with, like, these... Because we were kids, right? So we installed, like, Hitler onto Snake or something.
Yeah, of course, you got Hitler and Mr. Krabs.
And we died laughing.
Everyone knew this kid who's like, yeah, Hitler and Mr. Krabs, gotta have those ones in.
But then as I started, like, learning more about it, like, just, like, learning how, like, easy it is, I, like, got Okami stages on there, like, these, like, Bowser's Castle stages, and, like, replace some of the music with it. That's one thing I really like doing, like, replacing music.
So here's the thing. The Brawl modding community has moved to Rivals of Aether.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. So they're all doing stuff there now.
I should get that game, because, like...
Oh, yeah. Yes. That's a good one. One.
But, yeah.
Okay.
That's that question.
All right. So with a lot of games, manga, light novels ending or ending soon, so you get some examples there. What is something that ended for you this year or last year that you want to give a mention to?
The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That's a big one.
That's a big one for you.
You?
I don't know if I've actually seen anything that's ended recently. Everything I'm looking at is pretty much ongoing.
Better Call Saul's ending next year, which is sad, but
oh yeah.
Makes sense.
No, nothing. I don't think I've checked out anything that's actually ending. Because all the, like, I don't read the light novels. The only light novels I've installed are the...
Well, what about, isn't Berserk ending soon?
Maybe. It's in a situation where, I mean, I don't know if I can say it's... Are you going to read Berserk anytime soon fully?
I'm interested in it.
So all I'm just going to say is they fixed Casca.
Oh.
Like that, like that's
a big thing.
It's a big thing because everything between like the late 80s to now was that journey. Casca's back to her how she was before the war there, right? So it's like that's a big thing. So now it's like, are we going to now work towards that final confrontation? Because while they've been doing that, Griffith's now like president of a country. So it's like that could be setting up for a big fight. And the end. It could also not.
Start a whole new
Could go
journey.
for a whole new arc, right?
Yeah.
Well, right now what's interesting with Berserk is the author actually took a break from it to... he just did like a mini series, but then he said this mini series though, I'm just going to be doing the regular like drawings, and all the extra details will be done by my assistants. So he's trying to test out like a new workflow, if you will, to make it go faster. So there's that. I wish Hunter x Hunter was ending. Because someone posted a letter. They emailed them. They mailed themselves a letter 20 years ago. Thank you for showing me a picture of Stoned Theo. Thank you very much.
I feel that's relevant.
It is. They mailed themselves a letter from 20 years ago and said, "How did Hunter x Hunter end?" And they're like, "Oh, sweet child, it's not over.
Well,
there hasn't been a chapter in 70 weeks."
JoJo Part 8 is close to ending.
You think so?
Well, new chapter came out, and we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
I feel like it's on.
You know what? Don't. I want to catch up now.
Okay.
Hold off on that.
Okay.
I'll probably read that on our 11-hour drive.
Sure.
So I'll catch up on that. Yeah, no, not so much for me. Not a ton is ending that I want to check out too much, because most of the stuff I'm doing is ongoing. I mean, like, most of my content right now I'm absorbing is Fate, and Lord knows that ain't ending anytime soon. Holy crap. Literally, I'm discovering new stuff every day. Like, I started up the mobile game, and there was like, hey, surprise collaboration with this new Fate manga. And I'm like, I've never heard of this manga. And it's like, there it is. There's a new one. It's out of nowhere. Okay.
Cool.
So, next question. After beating The Last of Us 2, I had mixed feelings. I was emotionally drained. I'm glad it sold lots of copies, 4 million. It was successful. What is movie, anime, game, show, etc. you felt emotionally drained afterwards?
That's not a good question for me. I don't remember that kind of stuff.
Oh boy, I have a couple. Madoka.
What's that?
Puelli Magi Madoka Magica.
Oh God.
I'm just gonna show you. This is what it is. It's the magical girl anime. Seems nice, right? It was written by the writer of Fate Zero. And boy, geez. Those Fate Zero characters get off way better than anyone in this.
Oh God.
It is suffering the show. It is rough. I felt dirty after it. And not from what I normally feel when I watch anime and I feel dirty. No. I felt like it
Guilty?
I felt not only guilty, but I felt like I actually witnessed people dying.
Jesus, Dad.
I was like I actually felt like, oh my God, I feel bad. And so here's the thing. This got super popular, and it still is pretty popular. Nowadays, you can't watch a damn good magical girl show without them doing some surprise, it's all suffering twist.
Like that Doki Doki.
Yeah, like, come on. This was a good deconstruction of the genre. Not everything needs to deconstruct it. Sometimes I just want to see, just magical girls doing like little heart poses.
He's doing the actual poses.
Doing, like Doki, Kyun, cute stuff like that. That's all I need sometimes.
And they get their heads cut off.
She gets her head bit off in episode 3. It happens right there. And so here's the thing. First 2 episodes, you're like, this is a normal magical girl show. Then she gets her head bit off. And then the credits plays for the first time. And it's in the skull of a Nazi.
What?
Like, it's zooming out of a black abyss, and you see, and it's the skull of a Nazi helmet. And it's like this military German march theme, and you're like, oh God, what am I watching now? This is not what I signed up for.
I feel like...
Something Evangelion too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's the obvious one. I mean, because Madoka is the Evangelion of magical girl shows. You come in expecting, haha, cool robots, and then you get, oh God.
Existential nightmare.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? I don't get it too much from games, Because I try and avoid anything that makes me feel that way.
Would you say Final Fantasy 15?
There's a difference between...
Look, what does emotionally drained mean to you?
Because I was going to say, that didn't make me feel emotionally drained. That made me emotional. It made me sad.
Yeah.
Sad is different than emotionally drained. I feel emotionally drained is when there's so much suffering, you can't feel it anymore. Because 15, it's a sad ending. It's a bittersweet one. But the rest of the journey was happy. And the rest of the journey was good, right? Where it makes you smile, it makes you happy, and you get it's like a bittersweet, right? I think it's a difference between biting into something spicy and biting into something and it having no flavor anymore. You know?
Can't really think of much.
And those are just the two.
I feel I'm gonna get it from Last of Us.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the big one. So, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Come back. We'll come back to that one once you've done Last of Us. See if you're like, oh yeah, it was that one.
Cool.
Okay, thank you. Next up we got one from Kirby. Hey, Adrian and Tanner, it's Kirby. Sorry for not having a question last time. That's okay. Recently, I finished the Crimson Flower route of Fire Emblem Three Houses, which I started all the way back in August. I ended up getting distracted by a lot of other games throughout the months, which is why it took me so long to finish it. What's a game that you guys took a very long time to finish for whatever reason?
Persona 5.
Persona 4.
Oh.
Persona 4 took me almost my entire high school and half of university to finish.
Oh, really?
Because I was playing it at my grandma's house. So I'd leave my PS2 there, and I'd come back and play, an hour every night or so. It's like 120 hours, so it's like, it took me a long time.
It took me from the month it was released all the way to December of that year, of 2017. But I'm glad it took that long, because it felt like a journey, right?
Yeah, for sure. Now, mind you, the difference, though, is these are ones that we've been still continuously playing, but it just are long games. I guess what is something that maybe you put down for a bit and then came back to and were happy you finished?
Twilight Princess. Because I remember I bought it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then I got stuck on that catfishing minigame.
I know so many people who did. I never found it.
And I put it down. I'm like, this game's stupid. And then came back to it and I'm like, one of my favorite games of all time now.
Nice. Astral Chain.
Okay.
I put it down on the chapter with the bajillion minigames, the one where it's moving the cars, carrying the boxes. And I was just like, at that point, I'm like, there are so many stupid side cases. I just want to play the game. And then we started doing the commentary for it. And I'm like, okay, I should finish the game if I'm doing the commentary. And I was very happy I did that because holy crap.
It goes Ava.
That goes. Well, I mean, it's so Ava. It's so Ava. It's
stupid. It's a ripoff almost.
The game starts as Kamen Rider and ends as Ava. Like it's they know what they're doing. The fact that you unlock the Ava colors for your they know what they're doing. That's definitely one that I was happy that I picked back up because it's real good. I actually do have to finish Three Houses too. I got onto the.
I finished Blue Lions
route.
And then I started Claude.
Yeah.
And then it got burned out a bit. But I'm planning to return to it later on.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't touched the DLC either, so...
God, that game's so big.
It's a big game. It's Persona with Fire Emblem. What else?
There's probably other games, but...
A lot of my games are ones that I usually will just play... Well, because it's different for me on YouTube, because I can't really stop half of them. Because it's like I have to continue them. I mean, one example is I stopped playing Halo here because freaking Final Fantasy VII came out. Yeah, I'm gonna drop that for that, And then Sakura Wars here, so it is something that it's I put that down, but I'm gonna pick that back. It's different though because I played that already through, so it's not like something new there. I don't know. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
All right. So, that said, we are going to... I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have tons of Breaking Bad spoilers to talk about.
There's nothing you want to talk about at all?
Not really. I'm going to wait till some big white belts happen.
Okay.
Wait for some big white belts.
Whenever that.
I'll tell you when we want to talk. Okay?
Okay.
I just will say the Better Call Saul episode, the episode called Better Call Saul, 10 out of 10. Wonderful character. Loved him. So good. Such a nice contrast to the universe.
Yep.
He feels like a ray of sunshine in, a cloudy field. Like, literally, I feel like the camera brightens up when he's on screen. Is he...
Probably,
is
actually.
Is he morally the best? Absolutely not.
No.
But he does it with a smile.
Yeah.
And we also need to address the fact that, the main character of that is, Saul Goodman. And the main character of Guilty Gear is Saul Bad Guy.
Wait! I just realized that.
Who would win in a fight?
Because when I saw that, when you sent that to me, I'm like, that's kind of weird.
Saul Goodman.
It's just random, I thought it was just a random Twitter
No,
bot.
Saul Goodman and Saul, well, it's Soul, but Soul
Yeah.
Bad Guy.
Huh. I just realized that.
Yeah. It's so funny.
I do want to talk about The Last of Us, too.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah.
do want to talk about it, right. So we're going to say a bit of a arrivederci if you are leaving us there. You didn't get to see my Italian in my Uncharted 4.
I will.
Oh, I'm just going to say right now, it's like there's these Italian characters walk by, and they're doing their Italian. I'm like, gnocchi antipasti, ravioli fettuccini.
Okay. Can't wait to watch that.
It's fun.
So next time?
Next time, we'll be back from vacation.
Yes, talk about that.
So, yeah, we'll be talking about our vacation.
Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal,
Premiere.
Promare.
Anything else? Put the Animal Crossing update.
Premiere's so good! And we'll be doing a video on ARMS, Min Min, as soon as she comes out here.
Which is probably pretty soon here. It's past 6.
I think it's gonna be 7 for us. So by the time we finish supper there, it's gonna be be real good.
Min Min is dessert.
Ooh, eating the booty like groceries.
Not like that.
All right.
Okay, if you don't want Last of Us 2 spoilers, which I assume a lot of you don't, but if you want to know my opinions, which some of you may be interested in, stick around. But Tanner, you do the outro.
Yeah, and if not, then we will see you all next week for that.
Next week.
Well, I say week. Next time.
Yes.
For that. So, see you then. Ciao. And now we're on to Last of Us spoilers. So what's up?
So, Joel dies.
How soon?
About an hour in.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
real
soon.
early.
That's real early.
That's why I have big issue. I'm like, because at the end of The Last of Us 1, Joel.
It's that guy on 4chan spoiling it that was like, haha, I'm spoiling it. Everyone's like, oh no, endgame stuff. Like, we're just spoiling the end of the game. It's like, no, it's like an hour.
Very beginning.
Huh.
So it's a 4-year time skip. And then there's some scouting stuff between Ellie and Dina, who is basically Ellie's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Then Joel dies, and it's like, we basically didn't get to see any
Is it with a golf club?
Yes.
Okay.
It's very, very brutal.
Okay.
Very visceral.
Yep.
And I get why this isn't fun.
No.
But
now they did confirm that the stories of the employees being shown snuff films and stuff, that was it. So it's not true. That was Warner Brothers or NetherRealm for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Now they did say though that working on it though still did heavily toll on the employees mentally.
I could see
because one thing is being told copy this gore from this thing to use it. The other thing is, all right, your job today is to show us, create this man's brains that are going to be splayed out across the floor when he gets hit with a golf club. Probably not the best for mental health.
Because it's literally Ellie's being pinned to the floor, forced to watch Joel die.
Yikers.
She's like, Joel, get up. I swear to God, get up.
Oh, man.
And then Abby just takes the golf club, and it's a ringing sound, and Ellie's screaming and crying, and it's like, wow, this isn't fun.
Nope.
But I had an issue was we didn't see how, because Ellie obviously and Joel was lying a bit about what happened at the hospital, about how he basically kidnapped her selfishly instead of saving humanity, ripped that choice away from Ellie and all that. I was like, oh, we didn't get to see that, but throughout the game, at least to the point where I am at, they flash back, and we eventually learn that Ellie does find out about that, and she hates Joel after that, obviously. But I'm not to a point where it's well, that obviously was reconciled because of how emotional she got when Joel died, but I'm not there yet. But the thing with the dog,
Yeah.
so the dog dies,
Yeah.
and everything, aquarium. Then she kills two other characters who were in that room when Joel died.
Yeah.
Ellie kills the pregnant woman, and she's like, "Oh God, what?" Like she starts.
I can't think of anything less fun than killing a pregnant woman.
She didn't do it on purpose. She didn't know she was pregnant.
Well, that
until
just makes
she's
it
dead.
now fun, right?
No, okay, then it flashes back, and then so the game's structured like Seattle day 1, day 2, day 3.
Okay.
I get to the end of day 3, and then it flashes back, and you're playing as Abby
Yeah.
in day 1, and it's like you're in this environment where like the main antagonists like camp, which is a giant football stadium, and they're just normal people doing their everyday stuff, and then you literally play fetch with the dog you kill,
Oh my God.
and I'm like, okay,
That's
this is.
worse than I could imagine.
And then they're hammering home so hard that like these are real people that you kill. These people are better, kind of. And it's like, oh, can't wait to have the baby and all this. And it's like, oh, is this like...
That's like playing like a game where you kill cops, and like before you start the game, you see them all. And they're all like one day to retirement and so happy to see their family.
That's exactly what it is. And I'm like, I like this game gameplay wise. And the writing up to then, it's like, I like this. It's like, I like the themes of like, how far will you go for like revenge, and like, are these people like... I like the theme of like, who is the bad guy in these situations. Like they do it well in Walking Dead, where it's like these people are doing things that they need to do to survive, which blurs the lines of like who is actually like who should be alive in this world.
It's a world of gray instead of a world of black and white.
Yeah, but in The Last of Us 2, it's like you did such a bad thing by killing these people, by killing these dogs, and like...
It's making the player feel awful for stuff they had to do.
That, and it's like it's so obvious what the game is trying to get me to feel. It's like, don't do that. Get away from me.
You just get a trophy pop up and says,
like,
"Are you crying now?"
And the whole thing with like people say like, oh, like when you're killing like NPCs, they're yelling out their names and all that. And I'm like, okay, maybe like occasionally, but like almost every person. It's like, fucking shut up. And like, I don't want to, like, I don't hate this game. The writing is just like, there's this giant Abby twist I can't wait to get to, because it's probably going to throw everything out the window.
I know what it is.
I read a tweet by the guy who has the Jurassic Park, what's his name? Shinobi? On Twitter.
I don't know who that is.
He's a guy I follow, and he's like, wow, Last of Us 2 really went Resident Evil. I'm like, okay, I gotta play it now. I assume it's like Abby like injects herself with like a cure or something and becomes like a tyrant or something. Because there's that meme. Anything. There's that meme with her punching someone.
I don't think that's her in the meme.
I don't know who it is then.
I think it's just a boomer.
Like, I'll see.
I think it's just a boomer punching a kid. That's why we all laugh at that meme. It's hilarious. It's just this like white middle-aged boomer guy punching a kid in the face, which is so funny.
In my mind, I think it's Abby with like super buff or something.
You know what though? I could be wrong because it's so blurry whenever I saw the screenshots.
I saw a millisecond of it. I'm like, I don't want to see anymore. Okay, but for now,
these memes though,
I love them.
Oh, they're so good. I love them
so much.
I'm happy that the memes can be enjoyed though by both people who love and hate the game. Like no matter what, like seeing like where they redrew the entire sex scene frame by frame.
I haven't gotten there yet. I'm close to it, I think, though.
Oh, because there's like... Then you'll have to enjoy that. Because it is... You can watch the whole thing through redraws. And every time you pause, it's someone else. And it's so funny.
Because I'm playing as Abby still. And, like, have to get her friend, who is also her lover, but now is just a friend. He's the guy who got the pregnant girl pregnant type thing. And like that's where I'm at the game, but right now it's like I just don't like how like in your face everything is right now. Yeah. I hope it like because right now like a main character on the good guy's side died just randomly because like Ellie was trying to hunt Abby down, couldn't find her, goes back to the main base in a theater, And then like there's some disturbance outside, and they go outside, and he gets instantly shot by Abby, and then it flashes back to the Abby stuff.
So I'm sure you're gonna be the one doing that then.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, I like writing wise, I do like the plot elements of like, I do like when on this side this is happening. Okay, let's flash back and see how it goes here. But like,
if you want a good example of a game that does that for people who are listening, Breath of Fire 4, you play about 80% of the game as the main character, but the other 20% you are playing as the final boss, getting ready to confront the party.
I do like that.
And not only that, you even get to see why is he the way he is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's literally, and it all leads up to the climactic battle where the camera spins around and it's like, choose who you're gonna be for the final boss, right? Like I love that because it shows both sides. They're both sympathetic to a point. I mean, the other guy has a bit of a god complex, but you understand why he has one. And so like that's a game that handles it well, and I think that is a concept that can work out really well to show that like there are two sides to conflict like this.
And like I just remembered as playing as Abby to go to like this the WLF, which is like the group that is the main antagonist, and like the encampment or whatever, and I was walking through and the Vita girl is sitting there playing her Vita. And you go up to talk to her and it's like, oh yeah, how you doing? How's that game? It's like, yeah, it's fun. We're being sent to a hospital thing later on, whatever. But I really like enjoying this game. And she puts her headphones back and then keeps playing. And then you flash back to Ellie like stabs her in the throat. It's just, I don't know. It's bad writing, I think.
It's Neil Druckmann.
I don't like blaming it all on him. Because it's like...
Because I saw his name in the credits for Uncharted 1 through 3.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he did really good there. I think it might just be a situation where maybe this isn't the genre that he's best at.
Maybe.
Because
this stuff is like heavy stuff. Like...
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, like...
he did the first one. First one's a masterpiece.
But let's give an example. Adam Sandler. Comedy, he's really good. Well... well,
he's good.
But that's what he's best with, right?
Yeah.
Now, he can do a more serious role, like with Uncut Gems that came out.
Yeah.
He does a good job in that. Now, could I see him working well in a truly dramatic, like, horrible, like, let's say war story about, like, the last stranded man in the war and he's lost his... No, he would not be able to do that. Just because he's able to do one dramatic role pretty well doesn't mean he's now going to go down the path of like this super dramatic actor and he can do... It's like, well, he showed he can do it. He can do the drama. Neil Druckmann can do more serious with The Last of Us. Can he go all the way?
Because the first one was a lot of Amy Hennig's work, probably.
Oh,
because it came out in 2013.
Okay.
And I think that's like around when she left.
Okay.
Even maybe a bit earlier.
Even just having someone else with there to like guide it, right?
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough because I love these characters.
How do you feel about the NeoGAF thread that says that Neil Druckmann should be up there with Shigeru Miyamoto and Sakurai and Tetsuya Nomura?
I don't like people attacking him on Twitter because he doesn't deserve it.
No one deserves to be attacked on Twitter.
No, like oh, he put himself twice in the game. He's so like self-centered when like he's referenced on a trading card. Yeah. That's it. But people thought he put himself mocapped into as one of the major characters. I'm like, no, that's completely someone else.
That was Hideo Kojima who did that
of course,
multiple times in his games.
Was there any other things that you remember that don't spoil anything?
That's the only thing. I have no idea where anything takes place, so I don't want to be saying anything too much.
Yeah. Environments are amazing. I love, like, they're way more varied than the first one. But the whole thing with, like, the first game deals with, like, getting this person across America and, like, getting through that hellscape. Whereas the second one deals a lot with, like, revenge, like, how far will you go to, like, avenge type thing.
Yeah.
As you pull out your Switch.
No, I'm gonna check for the DLC.
Oh yeah.
That's all I'm doing. Don't worry, keep going.
I don't know if there's much more to touch on. Just trying to think. Like I do like there are the flashbacks with Joel, like you visit a museum on Ellie's birthday.
Yeah.
And it's really like it's quiet, it's like it's good writing. It's like it's obviously after he lies to her, and there's still that uncertainty there. The way they talk to each other, it's like I don't fully trust what you're saying to me. I really like that subtlety. But then when it is as bad as you think.
So it's good when it's subtle.
Yeah.
And it's bad when it's not.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's like they make a point, like when you're playing fetch with the dog, it's like, hey there, bear, how are you doing, girl? You're so good. And you're playing fetch.
Oh my god.
It's like I did it a few times. I'm like, okay, I get what the game's doing here, and I just leave.
Try and walk away, and it's like I need to show him more love before I go.
Yeah. And like there is a part in like at the beginning of the Abby stuff where it's like the pregnant lady's like, oh, I don't like what you did to Joel there wasn't like, I don't know if that was like the right thing to do.
Why does she do it?
Oh, so in the first game.
Oh, isn't it the killing the dad?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I heard about that.
Joel kills one of the medics who's about to do surgery on Ellie. And like there's a lot of the stuff there. It's like he not only killed her dad, but they like you basically fucked over humanity by doing this. And like I like that struggle.
That is true. That is a fair.
I like
that
Abby's.
may be
I like
a fair thing.
I like Abby's motivations.
Okay,
there.
you need to tell me the truth.
What?
I've heard so many things. Abby is Abby a biological female?
Yes.
Okay. The internet is so full of lies about this game.
I know. That's why I wanted to play this. I wanted to see what the game actually is.
Cause like I've heard so many things that conflict. Then again, I'm hearing then like with the dog thing. I'm like, is that real?
That's
is
real.
The dog flashback real?
That's bad.
That's bad. So it's like there's like some stuff where it's like I've seen doctored screenshots where Abby is clearly a dude.
Yeah.
Like where they've edited Abby to. Now I'm not just talking about the muscle, because I don't have a problem with that. I'm talking about like they have edited her to look like I saw things saying like, yo, if you look up Abby's skirt, she has a modeled penis.
Oh, well, she doesn't wear a skirt in the game,
right? So then it's like, but I've heard stuff like that, and so I'm like, I don't know what's real or not. So that's why
she's a female, but like,
well, ripped in the apocalypse. It makes sense.
Yeah,
you gotta be. That's
and
fine.
She obviously wants to get justice for her dad, right?
That's fine then.
And like they literally have like a gym in that.
Coliseum. Yeah, no, then that's fine.
Yeah.
It's like whatever. That's
whatever.
Yeah. So it's just like I've just heard so many things where it's like I don't know what's real or not.
Yeah,
right?
And Abby's a good character so far. Like other than the only bad part of this game so far is that stupid flashback with the dog and like all the making me feel bad.
I've heard a few more things and I don't know if they're real or not. So I'm excited.
I saw a comment saying like, "Hey man, I love this game. I love the gameplay, but that Abby twist was terrible, and I can't wait to get to it because."
You sure they weren't talking about it being playable? About her being playable?
No. There's just a big twist at the end of the game. That's
okay.
I don't know what it would be because it's like we got past the main conflict.
I've seen some threads on what the ending is. But at this point, I don't know who's lying.
That's why I'm playing this game.
Because I truly believe this whole time that Abby was
like the part of the sales too is probably contributes to like there's so much bullshit online. I just want to know what happens.
You just gotta know what happens. Yeah.
Right. So
we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Once you finish up and tell me.
Might not be next podcast.
No, I don't think it will because we have
vacation.
We're in vacation, right? So.
Cool.
Okay.
One more thing.
Okay.
The infected, the actual like cause of this whole thing.
Okay, yeah.
They're amazing. Like the clicker sounds, like they scream randomly, like they see you, and it's like you're constantly on edge.
Do they have eyes any still? Or?
So there's some new variants, the stalkers, which the listen mode.
Yeah.
They don't appear on that.
Oh, fun.
They hide like in corners.
Oh,
so
that's
like
the worst.
So like you go through a doorway and they leap on you.
Fun.
And then there's shamblers, which are basically just like, so there's, the bloaters.
Yeah.
There's like the next evolution of that, or like a side evolution where they're just like Resident Evil monsters basically have eyes all over them.
Oh, fun.
And then you get too close to them, they explode, and you basically just die.
Wow.
You have to stay away from them at all times.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, though that side of the game, like the infected, the actual like when you're in like the spore areas, it's incredibly good.
Yeah.
So,
you know, actually, it's kind of similar to, now I think about it. There's an old, and it's on Netflix now, a Miyazaki movie, like Studio Ghibli, called Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. It's one of my favorites. It's literally about like mushroom spore forests taking over the world and like the last refuges of humanity. It reminds me a bit of that with like when you said the word like spore zones. I'm like, yeah, it's a little Nausicaa, except instead of clickers and stuff, they get giant bugs. So, good movie. Good movie. All right. So, when we come back from our vacation, we will be checking out Doom Eternal and Promare, and we'll come back with our thoughts on that. So, yeah.
And whatever else happens.
Whatever else. Well, I'm sure we'll have stuff to talk about with camping, and I'm sure we'll have stuff to talk about with games. I mean, now that I'm done work, I can just all day.
Oh, man, I'm jealous.
All day. I say that, but I also got to prepare for the trip, so not as much.
Well, that's not really work.
It's not, but it's still stuff to do. So, yeah. We'll see you guys then for that. Have a good one.
I'm going to go play Midman.
Yeah. We'll see you. You'll see the video of that. Like I said, probably even before this comes up. So, maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see you then.
Okay.
Bye.
Met her at GameStop, Hello Kitty tank top, funny ears and pink hair, fawning over Zack Fair. Shooting Duck Hunt, Lolita and Steampunk, says she likes to RP, always rolls a 20. Gravitation, reorganization, Miyazaki movies, Hari Hagayuki. So I wish she would make me her bitchy. I'm loveless till that day, emo like Sasuke. She's so kawaii, so try so hard to make her scream. She's so kawaii, can't deny she's the one for me. She's so kawaii in her eyes, I see my destiny. Why won't she wake up and notice me? So Destiny. Her name is Aya, cosplay model photos, tripping Miyamoto's, writing fanfic, planning her Japan trip, Ramen and Pocky, ramen named Saki. She smashes at all, gotta catch 'em all, happy hardcore, tearing up the dance floor. She'll crush me like her favorite plushie, how long will you like this? Her paradise kiss.